Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wonder why? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather, be weather, be tripping, starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. As usual. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge the teller? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, Dreamweaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear, got the homie Carter Presents in the building. Welcome to episode 216 of the Blerd Cave, the #1 comic book news stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse that you can also hear on Spotify. You can also hear on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Amazon, wherever the hell good podcasts may be found. And also, if you do that, make sure you go give us a rating. Give us a rating. That really helps it really helps us out. Helps out the algorithm and all that good stuff. The mighty algorithm gods. Excusez-moi. Carter, what is going on, my guy?
I know that everybody is a fan of buying things online. Hi, my name is Carter, by the way, but I'm going to present to you all a reason I don't frequently shop online. It's because I like having my stuff. If I'm going to buy it, I want it right then. If I'm giving you money, I want it right then and there. Here's the story. Comic shop here in hot-ass, uncomfortable-ass Los Angeles, Pulp Fiction. Shout out to Pulp Fiction Comic Shop. Brick and mortar comic shops will always be the GOAT because of discounts. Always. So I go in there and I always like to call friends of mine, whether it be Ernie, whether it be my boy Bishop, whether it be other people you all have never seen on this show. Hey, I'm at a comic shop. I'm in the discount section. They have this, they have this, they have this. I know you like this. You might be interested in this. Say all that to say, we got a haul this week. It's only two things though. This bad boy right here is the...
I'm gonna give you the. I'm gonna put some respect on your name. Hold on, let's see here. Can I give you the? Yeah, right. There you go.
Right. Oh, what? That bottom third's new. That's new.
Yeah. The sad part is actually old. It's actually old. It's actually old, but I rarely ever switch to individual cams. So you don't see it very often. I also got to update it so it matches the other ones, but because I changed them since I did that. So, but yeah, anyway, Carter, carry on.
So I go to a comic shop. I say, hey, I call Ernie up. Hey, bro, they got some shit in here that ain't got no business being as discounted as it is. Well, whatever do you mean, Carter? I will tell you, flashback Ernie. This is the entire Thor, Jason Aaron, War of the Realms omnibus. With every issue of that event, with every tie-in that pertains to that event. Oh, they got that War of the Realms, Carter? Shit, how much is it? I will tell you, flashback Ernie. Regular price of this bad boy is $125. Damn. Carter, that Thor kind of steep. I know it is, flashback Ernie. But if you want it, you can get it right now for the low price of $30. Carter, they got that water rails for $30. Yes, they do, flashback Ernie. Yeah, go ahead and give me that. Go ahead and give me that water rams. Are you sure, bro? I mean, I don't know for you to be that big. Wait a minute, my phone going off. What the hell? The Blerd Without Fear has sent you $30 for Thor. Okay, I guess you do want it.
I did want that motherfucker pretty bad. I was like, please send me that War of the Realms.
we got the War of the Realms omnibus for the boy Blerd, and
what you got? Go and tell. Go ahead, tell him. Go ahead, tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Go ahead.
So while I'm grabbing his War of the Realms, I saw a Black Panther omnibus in the discount section as well. Okay, it's probably one of the OG classic joints. I'm fine, I think I have a majority of what I wanted on Comixology. But then I saw coats on the side of that omnibus, and I said, Excuse me? And we picked up the entire Black Panther Ta-Nehisi Coates omnibus on my Menace to Society tip for the low price of $59.95.
Look, no. Here's the real one though. Here's the real one though.
Yeah.
Tell them what you already own.
Okay. So
go ahead and tell them.
I in fact own the entirety of the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Panther run on Comixology, with the exception of the last 2 issues of that run. I paid $59.95 for 2 more issues
Now,
of this Black Panther run. Now, I will say, I will enjoy that. I will enjoy this a hell of a lot more just because I won't have to pull my phone out and got to go to a website. I can just pick this bitch up off the shelf. But at the same time, I did just spend $60 for 2 issues.
Now, I will say this. I'm not much better because I have that same omnibus.
Mm-hmm.
And I own it, and I own the entire run on Comixology. But this is what I always tell folks. Just because I buy shit digitally does not mean, because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a lot of omnibuses up here on this shelf that I own a lot of the single issues for on Comixology. But but I do want to say real quick, because we actually do have some people paying tithes in the chat right now. First and foremost, man, I don't want to lose any stuff, so I'm just gonna go straight down the line in order of appearance, like we are one of those fancy pants movies in the end credits. We are gonna first take a look, and we got Lord Hyperkage out here with the 4 months in the Blerd Club gold mindset. Off gates, let's get them likes up. Hey, you know what you got to do, y'all. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Don't make me have to do it. Y'all already know. Don't make me have to treat this like one of my regular videos where I got to stop y'all in middle of the video and tell y'all about yourselves. About how y'all ain't hit that like button and click subscribe and all the other good shit. Because I feel like I've gotten pretty good at them segues. We also got Jamal Sims here with the 43 months in the Blerd Club Silvermine out here. Says, have a great weekend, Blerd and Carter. We appreciate you, pimp. Also, you have a good weekend. I hope you have a good weekend. Also, with the $5 super chat to say, Blerd Carter, what are your opinion on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that came out this week? Turtle Power. Hey,
don't rush anything. We gonna talk about it.
Look. It's coming up. Don't you worry. We got you. Let's see here. We've also got, of course, man, Lavessa Samurai out here. This man is just wilding in the chat right now with the $100. Look, look. You know what? It ain't $99.99, but goddamn it, that is still. Woo! Yeah, speaking of Final Fantasy, I beat Final Fantasy 16 the other day.
How was it?
It was very good. I was terribly sad when it was over. The ending is such a fucking downer. And I don't mean that like say it's boring, just like it is fucking sad. It is just, I was like, God damn. I was like, what? God damn. I know y'all modeled this shit after Game of Thrones, but God damn.
Okay, so it's real deal. Got the Game of Thrones vibes. That's interesting. So, okay, let me ask you this then, because I think you've played these other games as well. Is it really a Bayonetta, Devil May Cry kind of way to play that game, or is it still the Final Fantasy like the previous game with Noctis and what have you.
Okay, so it is definitely an action game, but it's not as. But don't go into it expecting to be as in depth. Like,
so
you're
don't
not
expect platinum games. Kind of.
No, not at all, not at all. It's like a Devil May Cry light. It's like a Devil May Cry. Like, you know what? Okay, this is gonna sound nasty, and this is not a knock on the game, but it's gonna be like, you know, when you would get those games that were like Devil May Cry knockoffs, and I'm not talking about Bayonetta, but I mean like games that just wanted to be like Devil May Cry, but they just didn't quite hit the mark. That's kind of what the combat's like in this game. Though I will say, the further you get into the game, the more you upgrade your shit.
Yeah,
it gets real close.
Okay.
It gets real close. You get, like, as I do all kind of weird ass fucking combos. I be knocking motherfuckers up in the air, zooming up to them, beating their ass, knocking them right back down. And then like the further you get in that game, the more powerful you get, and they do make you feel like you are ridiculously powerful. But the ending is just super sad. It is super fucking sad. It's not even that there's nothing good that happens. It's just that there's so much sad shit that happens that it almost kind of balances the scales against the happy stuff. Okay. But that said, Super Chat says, "What's up, fellas? Missed the last few caves. Was on a family vacation. Hey, dude, that sounds like a hell of a family vacation, if you ask me. Yeah. Much deserved. Says, and I'm just catching up on my comics. A moment of silence for the fallen mutants. Hey, look, hold on, wait a minute. I'm gonna give us. Now, come on, we're gonna give them a moment of silence here. All right, that's all they get. Orca said that's all y'all get. But no, have a great show. Keep up the good work. Catch you later. Hey, we appreciate you, Pimp. Thank you so much for that. I will definitely say, though, don't be... the moment of silence is almost not even needed, because we know that a fair number of those people are not, in fact, dead. As was advertised. But yeah, those are all things we can talk about another day.
Real quick, can I give you some props real quick? Because you know... Mm-hmm. Let me say somewhat. You somewhat know self-control.
Yes,
a little bit.
I do.
Because just for all you people that are just coming in late, because I see several of you all are coming in late. Long story short, went to my local comic shop, got the entire War of the Realms omnibus for the boy, Blerd Without Fear, for the low price. This matter of fact, just look at the side.
Let's see here. Hold on. Let's give him the side. Give him the side. Yeah, go ahead. Hold that up. Look at that, dude.
Big motherfucker here for $30. Okay,
that book is the. I want to put it. Hold on, wait a minute. I want to put it in perspective. I want to put something in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm about to grab.
What you about to grab?
Look how thick that book is. It's almost as thick. Actually, it is as thick. That book is as thick as this Sandman.
Now, I'm happy you actually brought that up. That's where the self-control comes in. Because while I was in the shop, and I have this big-ass War of the Realms omnibus in my hand, I have this Ta-Nehisi Coates omnibus in my hand, because at that point, specifically with Black Panther, I was not letting that out of my sight, because I had seen a couple black folks walk in and said, nope. Y'all not getting this. So I kind of try to put it off somewhere. But that Sandman omnibus that your boy Blerd just pulled up, those particular omnibuses are extremely hard to find.
They're very rare.
They are very, very fucking rare. And this comic shop had all three. In my life, I've only had volume 2. Ernie has volume 1 and 2. It's always going to be that third one. That third one's going to be the hard one to get.
Mm-hmm.
This comic shop had all three, and they had them half price. And Ernie screamed.
I did.
Then Ernie said that his wife would get him if he did anything else, because of other books that he has just recently purchased of his own volition.
We ain't gonna talk about it. I'll show them off when they show up. Show up.
But yeah, I thought I was gonna have to plug 3 big ass omnibuses for the cheap to my car, because I couldn't park in front of the comic shop.
Dude, could you imagine Could you imagine had you tried to do this shit before you got your car?
I wasn't lugging them big motherfuckers on the bus or Uber. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you right now, dog. Your water realm would have still just been there. Hey, one of them weekends you want to come kick it in LA, it's there for you.
It's there for you. He's like, man, look. He's like, look, you can fly out. Hey, you know they got some cheap flights now, flying out of Memphis. Yeah. Yeah. But no, actually, that was funny. Here, you know, she in chat. I saw they said it earlier with they said, man, for that price, he said you would have got those when you got them. He's look, I ain't even mad at her for that. We got a couple more super chats here I want to hit before we because for those who don't know, we're bullshitting right now. It's kind of what we do, but we are going to be talking about the new TMNT Mutant Mayhem movie here in just a moment. But I want to hit these. I want to hit these super chats before we get good and started, because once we get like rolling, I like to kind of get through that main topic, because otherwise we'll be here all day. We'd be here all day if I just like stop every time. But we got LJ Brown with the £2 says, them only hands checks paying Carter good. Goddamn. Oh, we also got, we got the homie out here with the first one of the day, Gabriel the Dark Knight, with the 1999 in a super chat, says, blessed Saturday, Ernie Carter, all of Blerd Koa. This is for Iceman coming back for love, or however he did it. Look, so real talk, I actually meant to post the video yesterday, but I'm trying something new. And I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me if it's worth my time or not worth my time. But I was doing some reading and some watching of some of the channels and blogs that I usually frequent that are very focused on how to develop YouTube channels. And I kept seeing that, people are like, dude, subtitles, like actual, like legit subtitles on the screen. And DaVinci Resolve just recently, Premiere Pro's had this for a while, but DaVinci Resolve, which is what I use, they just recently put in a feature that allows you to make AI generated subtitles. Like it scans your entire video, looks at what you said, and like, here's what you said, and then puts it all out. It's actually pretty cool. I only ever have to change a handful of words. Like it always gets blurred. It always thinks that I'm saying blur. And like, whenever I say Orcus, and this one's the annoying one, because I actually, in the last few videos, I've said the word Orcus a lot. It spells Orcus like the Greek monster, which isn't terrible. And honestly, I was half tempted to not even change it, but like, it's me and I care. But that was all Native saying. In one of the previous videos I put out, I did subtitles, and I'm curious to know what people think about that, because I actually uploaded the video without any, the Iceman video. But I actually have another version that does have subtitles in it. Yeah. So I don't know. You guys tell me if you give a shit about that or not, or whatever.
I think they give a shit more about timestamps for this.
Probably. They probably will care more about that. Yeah. Which actually, you know what? I do need to get back on that. I was really good about adding timestamps, and I just said, fuck it. But that said, Iceman video is coming up. Yeah, I actually talk about that part about how Iceman came back. It is
corny.
I don't even say corny. It's weird, because it made me realize I didn't understand a facet of a character. And I kind of thought it was going to go one way, but then it didn't.
You are okay with not understanding a facet of being corny in a comic book. That's fine.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. No, and you know what it is? And I say it in the video. I was like, I don't get it. I actually admit it in the video that I do not get it. I openly admit it in the video. I do not understand how this even works. But that's neither here nor there. But let's keep it going. Look here, no shit, you ain't shit. Motherfucker said, Ernie would be asking me about the books every week. They still ain't showed up. And I'd be like, man, you need to call your local mail office. Whole time I'm reading the book. Hey, look, you know what? Honestly, if Carter did that, I would respect him. I'd respect him for it. Because honestly, that was a steal. That was like, honestly, when he told me about the books, y'all remember on Friday, what was the character's name? Was it Ezel, the crackhead? Y'all remember when Ezel was running down the street with the TV? Mm-hmm. Like you just see that motherfucker just high-tailing it. I'm talking about nothing but assholes and elbows, just moving. He was running the way Flash do on the CW show. With the TV, I think it was a TV or something he had under his arm, running down the street or some shit. I could be misremembering it, but I know he was running down the street. It's like a GIF I use all the time when I want to express that I've gotten away with robbery. Look,
case in point, I do care about timestamps. Y'all be saying a whole bunch of nothing. See, they care about timestamps.
I mean, it's fair. You know what? It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I respect that too. I respect that. I will defend to the death your right to have that opinion. But that said, you know what? Let's go. Let's jump into our main topic. Back by popular demand, the Teenage Mutant.
Wait.
What?
Can I be petty one more time before we get to the shits real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead. You know what? You know what, Carter?
Just a quick 2-piece. Boom, boom. Y'all be saying a whole bunch of nothing. Okay, that's fine. A lot of people tend to enjoy a lot of the shit that we talk about.
They do,
but actually. And I completely understand you caring about timestamps, but y'all be saying a whole bunch of nothing. I found that as disrespect, and I don't ever remember. I see that stone next to your name, Prince Parker, but I think you may have gotten that from Gearless Mo. It's like a gifted sub. So get the fuck out of here, dog.
I had a feeling that was coming.
If had you done it yourself, then you paid. You have the right to say anything you want to say. But when I feel like you just being disrespectful one time for the one time, no good reason, and we just started the show, get the fuck out of here.
You know what that was? I can tell you what that was. So I've been doing this long enough. Sometimes motherfuckers just want your attention.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those deals. Like, yeah, you know how when you were a kid, you would see these other kids, they would just be so bad.
Yeah.
Even though they knew they were gonna get in trouble, and it's because like people would always say, oh, they just really want attention. They probably don't get the kind of love and affection that they crave. So any attention, even if it's negative attention, is what. Yeah, they crave it. They gotta have it, so they'll just lash out just to get someone to notice them.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, it's actually quite effective because it does work. It gets people to respond to them.
See, I didn't even want this to go that long. I was just gonna be real quick. You know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
Dead by, people that would teabag you and shit.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight. And then you like, okay, you want my attention. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to specifically come after you, put you on the hook, and just stare at you the entire time. No. I gave you the attention you wanted. Yeah. Prince Parker just got the attention he wanted and got yeeted the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I hope there are no hard feelings. You got your attention.
I hope the gates still work.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, y'all. So for those who have not been keeping up for whatever reason. And by the way, no spoilers right now. We're not talking spoilers at all right now. I might talk light spoilers towards the end of this. And the only reason I say that is because Carter, you have not seen it.
I don't care about spoilers either way though.
Oh, well we're still going to save spoilers. Like we're going to do the review. I'm going to do the review first and then we'll talk about spoilers. But yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem came out this week. It actually got released early in a lot of places. I noticed that Saturday it was a special sneak peek screening this past Saturday. The movie wasn't supposed to be out till like the 3rd of this month, but like I saw it like on the 1st. So take that how you want to. That said, this movie is a full on reboot of the franchise. This is a kickoff. This is a kickoff point for the Ninja Turtles franchise, and I say that because these characters are literally, and I think for the first time ever on the big screen, actually teenagers. Like any other time we've seen them, they've generally been like they may have been teenagers, but they've acted largely like adults. Or I won't even say that they act like adults. This is the first time really they're being played by actual teenagers. Let's put it that way. Okay. Not only are they teenagers, but they're actually played by actual teenagers. And very well, mind you, because we've got Micah, I think it's Micah Abbey, that's Donatello, Shaman Brown Jr. as Michelangelo, which I also thought was kind of funny that two of my, well, I love all the Ninja Turtles, but two of my personal favorites are played by black people. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Kind of reminded me of Rise of the Ninja Turtles, the animated one that everyone hated until they didn't. Because two of the turtles on that one were voiced by black actors. But we've also got Leonardo played by Nicholas Cantu and Raphael played by Brady Noon. And I really liked how they did this because they actually let and this is like more behind the scenes stuff, but they actually let the actors in question, let their natural relationships and charisma and chemistry play out onto the big screen. Like in a lot of scenes, these characters just playing off of each other and they're just letting it flow. And you can tell, and it's not like in a bad way. It actually works. Like there's moments where like they're talking like to each other and amongst one another. And you're like, dude, this actually feels like what I always imagined the Ninja Turtles being in the same room together, talking, cash money, shit around each other. This is what I imagined it being like. This is what it should have always, and not to say no one's ever done it before, but like on the big screen, this is honestly probably the best like on-screen chemistry I've seen for the Ninja Turtles in quite some time. The movie itself, though, this is the Ninja Turtles early in their career. I know that a lot of people saw like some of the, and it's not to say that they don't do any nods towards the original source material. There's multiple moments. I think a lot of people saw like, I think an Empire. I got an image here. It was like an Empire exclusive that came out a while back. But this is actually straight out of the movie. There's a scene just like this. It's very reminiscent of the old original black and white, Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, Ninja Turtle series from back in the day, the original Ninja Turtles, where they all had red bandanas. There's moments in there just like this, even like you even see in the trailer where like Leo's holding out the list and he's got like the white eyes and everybody looks super duper mega grimdark. Like that's for like 2 seconds because like literally these dudes are goobers. But I love these turtles. These are my turtles now. And I don't know any other way to express that isn't LJ Branson, was the original Ninja Turtles in the 90s played by black actors? Probably. I'd have to look that up. There may have been some involved in that. I feel like they probably did. Let's look up the 80s animated series. Let's look it up. I want to look it up. I'm very genuinely curious about that. Let's see here. No. No. They were all a bunch of white dudes, except for maybe one of them. Nope, they're all white dudes. Yep, all white dudes. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. So one of the things that was really cool about this too is and I know some people are probably gonna think I'm wilding for this, and I'm not, because I actually thought this was really awesome. So Carter, did you did you ever watch Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The one I was talking about,
Yeah.
So that series, that series had a very different take on April O'Neil. And I think a lot of people didn't like it at first. Like, there were a lot of people who were really like angry about it. They're like, oh my God, they changed April O'Neil. They made her a woman of color. Oh my God, this is so stupid. It's so SJW. Oh my God. Wah, 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 wah. So here's the funny thing about Ninja Turtles, Carter. I don't know if you knew this or not. Maybe you did. Do you remember what Baxter Stockman used to look like before the cartoon?
No.
Okay, so in the original comic, Baxter Stockman was black.
Okay.
It wasn't until the animated series where they made him white.
Got you.
So this is reparations in my eyes, as far as I'm concerned. This is reparations in my eyes. I don't care. We just taking it back. We're just taking back our shit.
Yeah, my mind always went to like a Dr. Wily looking motherfucker. So that's why when the Michael Bay stuff started coming out, I'm like, Tyler Perry, what?
Well, no, because that is actually what Baxter used to look like.
That.
Yeah, like, you know, the comics. I think even in the IDW stuff, he's black in those. And it's not like, because I remember I initially thought the same thing because I forgot. Because it's been so long. Like, yeah, the original Ninja Turtles, that's my Ninja Turtles, but I forgot that Baxter Stockman was black. I just never, it was just one of those things that I just forgot about. It wasn't something that was in the forefront of my mind. But that said, yeah, he's back to being black. He's back to being black in this movie. He's played by Giancarlo Esposito. He's not in the movie for very long though, so don't. It's not as big of a deal as I feel it could be. But I brought all this up because there is another character, or rather, April O'Neil, who is black in this, as I brought up earlier, she's black in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Turtles. She's black in this, played by, I believe it's Ayo Edebiri. She's great. She's fantastic. I actually really like her take.
I didn't know that was her.
Yeah, that's her. That's her. And she's great. Dude, she is fantastic. Also, I was talking about the Turtles, the actors for each of those characters, how they said, they let the natural chemistry between all four of them play out on the screen. They did the exact same thing whenever April was involved. Like, they were all in the room together. They're all just like riffing off each other. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people are really attached to that tall ass white woman in that yellow ass jumpsuit, but diss my April now. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean or ugly, but diss my April now. I don't care. I like this version of April O'Neil infinitely better. She is more interesting. And I'm not saying that just because she's black. Honestly, if she was white and acted the same way, if she was Asian and acted the same way she did in this movie, if she was Mexican, whatever, she could have been Pakistani for all I care. But if she acted the way she did in this movie, I would still like her better.
I just like that this actress is on the come up now.
Yeah, she's picking up.
I became a fan of hers just from The Bear, and it took me like looking her up, and I realized she actually has another movie coming out. I think it's called Bottoms, and then I found out she was a comedian. Did not know that. She and a whole like Comedy Central thing with an actress named Rachel Senow.
Dude, you know what I just realized? She was in Across the Spider-Verse. I just now realized that.
As who?
She played Glory in Across.
Oh, oh no, I'm thinking of the wrong character then.
Here, let me. I'm gonna pull it up so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
Wait, who was Glory? Was Glory the computer girl?
No, she was the so remember the beginning of the movie where they were focused on Spider-Gwen? And she was one of the bandmates.
Gotcha.
At the beginning of the movie. So like it's easy to not notice that that's her. But I just thought I thought that was such an interesting piece of casting that they picked her to play a character that's barely in the movie for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, she on the come up. She on the come up. That's dope.
Yeah, she's on the rise. She is on. Dude, I forgot she was in Abbott Elementary. Damn. Yeah, she on the come up. Yeah. Go ahead.
So let me
Get
ask
that
you
woman
this,
her props.
Okay, so it's one comment I want to give props to Scott Fitzgerald saying April O'Neil was a whole Ray Dong Chong. That's a name I ain't heard in a minute in the comics.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Another thing I want to ask is hold on. Well, let's get to these other super chats before.
Yeah. Let's here we got one back here. This is from RZ Parks.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and hit this one up right quick. Ernie definitely cosplayed as Donatello at the theater. Hey, mind your business. Actually, I think I told this story on Twitter, but my daughter has now become a fan of Donatello thanks to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I felt visibly seen. Like, I felt really seen in this movie because of Donatello, who's been my favorite turtle since time immemorial. Like, even back when I was a kid and it was just the thing to love Michelangelo, like, it was just, like, everyone loved Michelangelo as a kid. Everybody loved Michelangelo. He was always everybody's favorite Ninja Turtle, damn near. If he wasn't, then it was always Raphael. Okay. Like, it was always, Raphael was always a close second. What nobody ever, like, whenever we would go to the arcade and play the old Ninja Turtles arcade game or played it on Nintendo or Super whatever, wasn't nobody fighting to play Donatello, the dude with the stick. With nobody fighting. I always had free reign on the stick. But I actually thought it was really funny that not only did they make fun of that in this movie, but they also really gave Donatello a lot of shine in this movie. It's awesome. It's great. I loved it. I felt like this is my favorite Donatello now. This is my favorite Donatello now. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Y'all have to just, sorry. I'm sorry, Corey Feldman. You got to take the L on this one. I'm sorry, Corey Feldman. You're taking an L. You're no longer my favorite Donatello. Sorry. Anyway, man, we got the homie out here, Gearless Mo, coming in hot with the out here with the 99.99 hitting us for max damage in this mofo. Says, hope you all are well. My best to you and your loved ones always. On topic, is this TMNT an Elseworld story? They have hinted at the multiverse multiple times. Just curious if they're actually making it canon. Get those likes up.
And that was going to be my question because I saw some people asking about that in the chat, and plus I've seen it online and stuff like that. Yeah. So is this a thing now?
I feel okay. So here's what's happening with this. So for one, a sequel has already been greenlit for this movie. Two, a animated series I'm assuming in the same style as this movie is already been greenlit for this. It's going to be on Paramount Plus. I don't know about multiverse shenanigans, but I will tell you this, and this is not a secret because the character is literally front and center in all of the marketing for this movie. Not the main villain. The main villain of the movie is Superfly. Played very well, mind you, by Ice Cube. By the way, I don't know if anyone ever notices. Did you notice, Carter, that he has he's got the Jerry curl in the back?
Okay, that's what that was.
Yeah, he got the Jerry curl in the back. Basically, he got the Jerry curl from Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
which is just he's amazing. I love Ice Cube in this movie. He is so good. But the other main villain of the film, or I won't say main villain, she's actually more of a background villain. She's kind of like the mastermind in the background. Is a character by the name of Cynthia Outram. Now,
I don't like how long your neck is, Sister Slim.
Well, here's the thing, Carter. Do you know what her name? And I don't want to get to this kind of go. I honestly don't feel this is a spoiler because it doesn't really have to do anything with anything that's revealed in the movie. But just based on her name alone, do you know who and what that ties her to?
Deep Throat?
Krang.
Oh, I was way off. Okay.
Yeah, you were very way off. No, her last name is Outram, which basically, I mean, like I said, it doesn't really come up in the movie. But based on the fact that character is involved in this, one could make an argument that they might go in that direction of multiversal, whatever, chicanery. But I feel like this, I don't know. I'm not going to say though that they're just replacing the entire TMNT canon, but because if this movie is anywhere near close to successful,
yeah,
I feel like they might say, yeah, this is it.
So they're trying to TMNT they're trying to Spider-Verse TMNT.
I won't go that far because I mean, there's no alternate like characters or anything. There's no like turtles coming from other dimensions.
Well, no. In the sense of we're gonna try to do something animated, put everything that we can into this to try to get our franchise as big as that one.
Got you. Well, and to be fair, one thing you can definitely say about the Turtles, you can usually take just about every iteration of the Ninja Turtles as a reboot of some sort. Because pretty much every time they introduce the Turtles, it's a reboot. Just about every time we see a new version, it's almost always a reboot. The only one that you can't really say is a reboot is the CG TMNT movie from like over a decade ago. That one. You could you can actually make the argument it is actually a sequel to the original live action ones because there's stuff that's going on in the movie or things that are referenced in the movie that are clearly from those original live action films. But this is definitely a reboot. It's definitely like what I'm assuming the studio wants the Turtles to be going forward. And honestly, at this point, I'm just gonna say it. Stop making these live action movies. Stop. I don't need them. Keep giving me this. Because this is infinitely more interesting to me than any live action anything. And I really appreciate that they did not they changed some things. Some things got changed. There are some characters who show up in the movie, which, I mean, this isn't a spoiler either. Like, you see Superfly with all these characters in the background. You see Rocksteady, Bebop, Leatherhead. You got Mondo Gecko and Genghis Frog and Ray Fillet. You got all the motherfuckers hanging out in there. You also got Wingnut. No Screw Loose. No Screw Loose. There's no Screw Loose, which I was very sad about. I loved me some Wingnut back in the day. For those that I'm talking about, this is Wingnut right here.
I don't know if I go as far as saying don't do any more live action. I think the problem with the live action is they're not getting the right people to do it behind the camera.
I will give you that.
And it's more so a script more than anything. So I think if you put the right people in there, you could get a very well done TMNT movie.
You could. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna fight back against that just only in the sense that I actually like the second one. And what I mean by the second one, I'm talking about the second, like Michael Bay one. Okay. Yeah, I actually like the second one.
I can't speak on it because I didn't see that one. I saw the first one.
The second one was actually a lot like the old cartoon.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I know about the second one is Krang was in that one.
Yes, Krang was in it. Shredder was back. I think the reason why a lot of people didn't like well, I mean, for obvious reasons, just probably because it was the Michael Bay ones. But like, I know one of the common complaints I saw about the second one was that Shredder was treated like a bitch in the movie. Like Krang basically was constantly shitting on him. But here's the thing: in the cartoons, Shredder was kind of a bitch. Like. In the original live action movies and in the old comics, Shredder was the shit. But like in the cartoons, dude, Shredder was so quick to run. that dude was almost as bad as the only reason Cobra Commander has the award for quickest retreat. Cobra Commander has the Guinness Book of World Records for quickest retreat just because that motherfucker was such a coward. But Shredder would often hightail it when shit started getting even a little bit too sweet for him, a little bit too spicy. He had to go. That Shredder thought that the tomato soup with the pepper in it was too hot.
Jesus Christ. Herbert Scott in the chat. The next live action TMNT needs to be a hard R racist in the spirit of movies like Bloodsport, Toxic Avenger, and New Jack City. I completely disagree with that fucking statement. No. It does not need to be a hard R. I can't say the hard R without my mind going somewhere, so I'm never going to say it again. But I think just looking at the current comic, that's been running right now, and the
the IDW joint.
Yeah, that's not a hard R in the slightest. It still deals with adult themes and the like, but it didn't need a hard R. So, Blerd Without Fear's fangirl and turtle Donatello got beaten to death by Bebop and Rocksteady and came right back to life. Raphael is having issues with his lady because I think Raph has a chick now.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about Jen and there being lesbian turtle out in LA somewhere doing her old shit.
Didn't they bring back Venus de Milo recently too in the IDW joint?
I can't remember.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I was sitting here thinking about it. I was like, yeah, they did bring her back.
Yeah.
I think she recently came back in the IDW joint. So yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Not everything requires a hard R. Like I know a lot of people want to see their favorite childhood franchises get meat canyoned, and I'm sorry, that is not necessary. It is not necessary. I don't need that. And I mean, if that's what you like, that's cool. I'm not shitting on you, but it's just, I'm going to right now, there's a reason why that's not going to fly. And that's because, for one, while yes, the Ninja Turtles have rated R origins, those origins were so long ago that no one associates them with that level of graphic violence. They became a kid's cartoon. And just because you grew up with that kid's cartoon does not mean that cartoon grows up with you. It sucks. It sucks. But kids really like the Ninja Turtles. And Paramount is not going to make something like that kids are going to want to go see, but won't be able to. Just gonna put that out there.
Okay, I was disagreeing until you got to that point, but yeah, I think you could very easily, because somebody in the chat just brought up the they might do a live action Last Ronin. If they do, that'd be cool.
You could do that.
You could do that, but even with Last Ronin, that wasn't an R-rated comic. And my thing is, a lot of directors and producers and things like that, if you put an R rating in front of something, they tend to overdo it.
Yes, you get Deadpool. Well, no, because you're going to be fighting to earn that. Like, okay, this is what happens when you try and put a hard R on something that doesn't deserve it or doesn't need it, that doesn't require it. Like, case in point, Deadpool. The first Deadpool movie, they literally just throw random curse words together that have fuck in it just so they can get a hard R. Like, it's not even the gore and the violence that gives Deadpool its rating. It's its language. It's the language that they use. The language, because I don't know if you know this, Carter. Do you know what it takes to get an R rating?
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Okay, yeah. All it takes is more than one fuck. More than one fuck, R rating.
BG, I am so happy you said that. Not everything is going to get the Samurai Jack treatment.
No.
Okay, so let me tweak that a little bit.
Mm.
I think that's as far as you can go.
Right.
I'm not going to say that not everything is going to get the Samurai Jack treatment, but I will say I think that's the limit of how far they can go with it's still for kids, but we're still going to have some adult stuff in there, because spoilers for this last season of Samurai Jack, Jack got it in. Jack got it in. Didn't show it.
No,
we knew what time it was, and I think that's where you have to go. Jack had a machine gun unloading on people, so it's just
he's John Wick and folks.
When I think about a way certain stuff could be done with, like, okay, we're gonna keep it with the Ninja Turtles. Let's go video game real quick, since we just had a great example from BG with Samurai Jack. Jack and Daxter went from Jack and Daxter to Jack 2 and Jack 3. Yeah. I think that is about as far as you could go when you go from something that was for kids and things like that. But then you don't. Okay, here's the best way to say it. You don't have to go hard R.
No,
you could very easily go mature. Now, if you get an R rating by being with adult themes and shit like that, that's fine. But just like Ernie just said, if kids can't go see it, is it really worth possibly losing out on that revenue? Right. So you could very easily just do like a PG-13 movie with some mature themes and shit and images in there. But yeah, you will never, I don't ever think you'll see. I think you might get it in video games because unfortunately a lot of parents don't fucking care if it's in a video game, but then they hoop and holler when things tend to happen. But I think you'll get that in a video game way before you get that in any kind of a TV show, film, media. But hell,
yeah.
Looking at let's bring it back to what we're talking about right now. Well, with this film,
yeah, I'll say here, because I saw someone brought this up in a super chat, just the same. Let me put it back. There it is. Sin with the 14. I think that's did we determine that was South African?
Yeah.
South African coin. By the way, $14 straight out the motherland, said OG April was based off a biracial black woman. Well, here's the thing. That is very true. That is actually true. So technically, this is just reclaiming. The reason why ultimately the reason why the change was technically made, I think it was because of a toy deal or something like that. Or something. It was something along those lines. But basically, the long and short of it is that while she was like a biracial. Yeah, she was a biracial black woman who had about roughly the give or take the, I guess what's the best way to put it, the same look more or less as you remember the original TMNT movie. Where was it Catherine Hogue? Or I can't remember what her name was exactly. But the one who played April O'Neil, they kind of went for like the same like look as far as hair goes. But like, yeah, this woman in the original comic, she was biracial. But because of the fact that these comics were in black and white, they just got away with doing a lot of whitewashing of characters that were not. Like honestly, whitewashing was pretty damn common back in the day. But yeah, the original April O'Neil had textured hair like a motherfucker and and everything. She was not a stock standard white woman.
So this is probably gonna get me in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not me saying this to disagree with anything that you or anyone else in the chat is saying, but I'm gonna ask a question.
Go ahead, shoot. Ask a question. That's what this place is for.
The film that you've been reviewing, the film that you have been talking about.
Yes.
The April O'Neil that we got. Was the actress, was that great casting? Was she great in the role that she played?
Yes.
I don't give a shit about anything else.
There you go. That and here's the thing. She was personable. She was relatable. And well, yes, they did change some things. They made her feel like I'm gonna be real with you. April is rarely ever a character. Like, can we be honest about this? Like, I think outside of the comics, whether it's the old ones, and I would dare say even some of the old ones, but or even talk about the current stuff in IDW, I feel like April was just always just kind of there. Like, she was an afterthought, like in the old cartoon. She wasn't the most developed character that you ever saw on there because they knew what people came to that cartoon to see. They came to see the Turtles, and it was also a very different time. So April was just kind of relegated to the background a lot. She was just there to say that there was a girl on the show a lot of the time. Let's just put it like that. But
and right there, right there with everything that you just said.
Mm-hmm.
She was just there. She was. There's April. In this film, it sounds like from what you and everybody else is saying, we didn't get that this time. When she was there, you felt that presence. I don't give a fuck about Ray Dong Chong. I don't give a fuck what they were back then. I don't give a fuck what they were in this form of media. I don't give a fuck what they were in that form of media. And I know a lot of people hate people like me who don't care about shit like that. Were you good in the role? Yes? Great.
I can't hate on it. I think that it's, personally, I'm always going to be the person that says representation matters. I will also say that I think putting things back the way that, like if you had a character that was originally black and because of politics or money, you changed that character's race because you were trying to secure the bag, and then someone later on come back and correcting that mistake, I'm perfectly fine with that. But especially in an era where like cartoons and movies were so sterilized in that same fashion where everything was practically white. When you go back and find out there was things that like, oh, actually this was supposed to originally be this. And you're like, well, why didn't you just do that? And it was like, oh, well, it's a different time. And it's like, that's a terrible excuse. It's a terrible fucking excuse. But I like it. And I love the visibility. I love the visibility because also not only is she a person of color, not only is she black in this movie, but she doesn't act like a stereotypical black person. She's not like she's not a caricature of what black people are supposed to be like. She's not a caricature of what white people think black people are like. Ooh, see, black people be like, it's not one of those situations. So that's another reason why I like it, because she also in this movie addresses some things about not specifically black people, but about humanity that people oftentimes like to pretend black people don't go through. Like anxiety and things of that nature. So
that was in this movie?
That was in this movie, yes. There are themes of mental health and dealing with anxiety and things of that nature in April in this movie. And it's not even like something that takes over the whole movie. It's a thing that comes up. It's a thing that happens and you just go with it. Everything else in the movie I thought was great too. I loved Splinter in this movie, even though I know a lot of people were upset that at the fact that Splinter was played, which technically in the depending on what canon you go by, it's supposed to be a Japanese rat, is played by a whole Chinese man. I didn't really care because I feel like they were just kind of.
Who was it?
Who? Splinter?
Yeah,
Jackie Chan. Jackie
Chan
plays Splinter in this movie.
Okay, I have to. Oh God, I'm gonna have to give somebody some money, or I'm gonna have to donate some. Why the fuck was I thinking it was Tony Shalhoub?
Oh, because that was in the Michael Bay.
Okay,
that was in the Michael Bay.
That's
yeah.
What it was. Okay,
yeah.
But I didn't know people missed that. I thought people just didn't like the design of him in this movie.
Okay, so the thing that you're talking about, the design that everybody hated, it was because, all right, so so in the trailers originally, the thing people saw was not something like it was okay. So people saw him with an afro, or what looked to be an afro. It actually wasn't an afro. It was actually a perm. Like he had like a kind of a perm deal, like going. This is what he had. This is what he was rocking.
Okay, I've never seen this. This is S curls.
Yeah, this was from the trailer. But here's the deal. So while yes, this was in the film, he doesn't look like that except for in flashbacks. Like he only looks like that in flashbacks. This is like going back to when he first was raising the turtles as children. So yeah, that I think so. Yeah, it was not really that big of a deal to me. I didn't care. Also, I gotta say something, and this is not really a spoiler either, but this movie has the best usage of a Blackstreet song for a fight scene. And that's all I will say. Like this shot, this is a shot from that fight scene. But like the part where you see it in the trailers where the turtles come kicking in the door and like they're like, yeah, we're about to whip some ass. There's a scene in this movie. I fell the fuck out. I was rolling in theater. I'm sure I upset somebody because I was hollering in the theater, laughing, hee and ha and hoo and everything. Cause I got to watch my Ninja Turtles beat ass to No Diggity.
That's the song I figured you.
It was so fucking good. I loved it. But no, this movie is chock full of pop culture references. It's chock full of references to old Ninja Turtles canon and more recent Ninja Turtles canon. It makes tons of references to a ton of different things. I feel like this movie could be a lot of things for a lot of people. Regardless of how you may or may not feel about the Ninja Turtles in this day and age. But and the rest of the cast is just fantastic at portraying their characters, even though a lot of them don't get a lot of screen time. Like Mondo Gecko is in the movie probably more than a lot of the other characters, but just because it's Paul Rudd and he's so good, he almost steals the movie a lot of times when he shows up. It's just, I can't even, hell, Post Malone, who plays Ray Fillet, he doesn't even say anything half the time other than singing. And he's usually just singing his fucking name. Like, he's all like,
okay.
every time they put the camera on every time they put the camera on this goddamn Stingray, it's like, Ray Fillet. That's him every time. Just about every time they put the camera on him, he is singing his fucking name, and that shit works. Now, I'm sad the characters like Leatherhead didn't really get a whole lot to do. Wingnut didn't get a whole lot to do. Genghis Frog, which I forgot, I think was played by Hannibal Buress, didn't really get a lot to do. But I liked the characters were there. They were present. They were given nuance and gravitas. They weren't just the cookie cutter heroes and or villains that they are wherever they come from. Even Rocksteady and Bebop have some nuance to them in this, which is great because they're both with Rocksteady's played by John Cena and Bebop is Seth Rogen who produced the film. But it's great. It's fantastic. This movie is fan. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. You know what this movie got for me, Carter? It got the Run It Back award. When I was in the theater and the movie was over, which, by the way, if you go see this movie, if you have not seen it yet, there is no after credit stinger, but there is a post credit stinger. When the post credit was done, I literally in the theater said, "Run it back." Run it back. I want to watch it again. Hit the rewind button, start the movie over. I ain't done yet. I want some more. I want more. That is how I felt about this movie. But that said, I don't even really want to go. Like, honestly, I feel like I've talked about the movie ad nauseum. I'm pretty much good at this point. I think it's safe to say this movie is fantastic. If you are a Ninja Turtles fan and you are not going to go see this movie, you got bigger problems. If you consider yourself a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan on any level, unless you are one of those people who is just like, man, it should have been rated R. If you one of them, I ain't got nothing for you. But if you just love Ninja Turtles in general and you ain't expecting this to be the last Ronin, go see this movie. Because it is, you can tell that the people behind this, which I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. This movie was directed by Jeff Rowe and Kyler Spears. They did a fantastic job directing this movie. Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, Jeff Rowe were the writers for this. They did a fantastic job putting this together and crafting a script that was, I'm gonna say it, I don't like use the word perfect, but I'll definitely say it was airtight. It was airtight. Did no waste time. This movie is 99 minutes, Carter.
Okay.
No waste of space. It just, boom. It's like, here, let's get to this. Let's get to that. Come on, we ain't got time to waste. Let's go. You know what you're here for.
get points just for not being some 2 hour, almost 3 hour epic. They get points for that from me.
Oh yeah.
All the unnecessarily long ass movies we've been having to sit through now.
Look, this ain't the Batman. Dude, the Batman got 4 endings. I'm like, bruh, y'all need to quit. Look, the movie is over. But no, here, let's Carter, are you gonna go check this out? Are you gonna did anything I say catch your interest with this? Are you interested in seeing this movie?
Well, had I known when the movie was coming out, I would have seen it. But the money that I was going to use to go see it went to T'Challa. I got to do some other things with my car. So it's going to take a week. It might take another week, but I'm going to go see it.
Look, I was hollering because I was like, nah, he can't go see it. It's challenge day. Challenge day. But no, we got let's get back to our super chats. We got one from Dominic Coles with the $10, says, late to the cave, my apologies, please accept my late fee. Man, we appreciate you, pimp. Remember, be kind, rewind. Thank you. We got Gokhan Shuri's baby's father with $5, says, so no Nick Fury like character came out at the end and saying he want to start the Pet Avengers. No, but I will say there is a mid-credit scene setting up who's gonna be the next villain for whatever sequel comes out. So there's definitely that. No fucking doubt about it. And let's see here. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm going back just to make sure I don't miss. Because we got some super chats in here. I don't want to lose here. Okay. Got another one here, $5 from Gokhan Shuri's baby's father. Says, we don't need an R movie. I'm not trying to see Donatello getting his shell cracked and head eaten by rats.
Hey, that Ninja Turtles comic is rated E for everyone, and Donatello still caught that Triple H sledgehammer from Bebop and Rocksteady. They beat him badly.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what.
I think his shell is like titanium or some kind of steel or something now.
Not spoiling anything, but I'm gonna tell you what. With you, nothing on that level happens in this movie, but there is a moment in the movie where I legitimately got worried for the turtles, and that's all I will say. Okay. And I'm gonna and I don't want to say. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say what it is, but it's not even really a spoiler. But in a way, I guess it kind of is. So if you don't want to know what that is, I'll just go ahead and say tune out for like 10 or 15 seconds. I'm going to say what it is real quick, and then we'll come back to it. And yeah, I'll, matter of fact, you know what? I'll even do you the courtesy of a, give you the courtesy of a spoiler alert. Okay, so there's a part of this movie where Superfly has them trapped in one of his claws. He's grown giant size, and he is literally squeezing all 4 turtles in his claw. And you start hearing them shells crack. And I don't know what you know about turtles, but when you start cracking a turtle shell, bad things just start happening. And that immediately came into the forefront of my mind, and I immediately, even though I know this is a movie, they're not gonna kill the turtles. I was like, God damn, they about to catch it, man. Last Ronin about to come up. Only one of them gonna make it. But anyway, that's it. That was the only thing. So you can come back now if you have it muted or whatever. But yeah, let's see here. We also got one here. This is from Ali M with the 499. Says, I got to get back to editing videos, brother. But as always, I'm enjoying the content. Continue strides to 100K. Get the likes up. I'm out. We appreciate that. Also, by the way, yes, please get those likes up. We are still trying to get to 100K subscribers. So please, if you have not done so already, make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. Tell people about it. Go listen on all platforms. Like, I need your help. I'm putting together a team. Have you ever heard of the Earth's Mightiest Subscribers Initiative?
That's too much to say all
Wait,
together.
wait, here it is. Wait, no, I got it. Let's do it this way. Have you ever heard of the Blerd Vengers Initiative? Boo, 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 boo.
We got $20 from Chi-Town Dan here. Saying that people that want R-rated comic movies look at the movie like Logan as an example, not knowing that Logan was an outlier. R ratings don't make them better. Also, get them likes up, or Professor Xavier sends more mutants through the gates. I don't think he can do that anymore. They are blocked.
Oh no,
Wow.
you walking the motherfuckers, you gonna bust your nose open like Emma Frost did.
All he gonna do is cry on the beach. That's all he doing right now. That's all he doing with Garth Brooks music playing in the background.
Oh man. Wait. No. Is it Garth Brooks or is it Chris Gaines?
I keep forgetting that's a fucking thing.
Yeah,
right.
Chris Gaines.
I don't like this disrespect I just got. Number one, we just got some more max damage from the boy Fearless Mo. We got $99.99 from Jonathan Motor saying agreed with the Simon Adebisi variant of Carter. I ain't never wearing this fucking beanie again. If you know, you know. If they have an actor doing an awesome job, I care less about the previous versions or continuity.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. That's fair. Like, because if you once again, if you're acting, if you are providing what I feel is an adequate amount of character development and an adequate amount of nuance, it's one of those situations where I'm like, yeah, okay. But that's if I have a problem with it in the first place. I genuinely do not care a lot of the times if an actor is changed, unless it's something where it's like, unless it's whitewashing, I generally don't give a shit. It's kind of like, what was it? Remember Spawn? Remember Box Office Masterpiece, live action Spawn movie where they had DB Sweeney playing Terry Fitzgerald?
Yeah.
had a whole white man playing Terry Fitzgerald.
I was more mad because Martin Sheen was in that movie and he was awful.
Yeah, he was actually quite. That was a check, okay? Martin Sheen was just trying to pay his rent for the month. He didn't give a damn about that. He was trying to pay off his second beach house. He didn't give a shit about that. Actually, I was shocked that no one got mad about him being Jason Wynn, because a lot of times people forget he's not white. Martin Sheen is not white at all.
Boy did that just to pick up a check so Emilio Estevez could get another goddamn Mighty Ducks movie.
Ooh.
So this is the last thing I will ask you about Ninja Turtles, and then we can go ahead and move on here.
Yeah.
Because somebody else just asked it in the chat, and I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it myself. Is Casey Jones in any part of this film?
No.
Oh.
No Casey Jones. But honestly, I feel like if Casey Jones was there, it would have been too much. They already had too many characters.
Yeah, okay, I did see that comment as well.
Yeah.
They stuffed maybe a tad bit too many people in this film.
Yeah, because like I said, Leatherhead was in the movie and did not get really but maybe a couple of moments of actual speaking parts, like legit speaking parts. It was a lot of care. Like when I pull up this image, when I pull up this image right here, it's a lot of motherfuckers on the screen right now. Genghis Frog, Leatherhead, Bebop back there in the background. You got Superfly, Rocksteady, Ray Fillet. I forget the cockroach's name. Mondo Gecko. And that's not even all of them. So yeah, it's a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters in this. And it's easy to forget that Cynthia Outram is in the movie. It's real easy to forget that Maya Rudolph is in this movie as Cynthia Outram. Which, by the way, even knowing that was Maya Rudolph, it very rarely ever sounded like her. So props to the actress Maya Rudolph for that. For those who are familiar with her, but yeah, fantastic movie, fantastic. 10 out of 10. We'll see again. Let's get to our next thing, because we were on that for a good little bit. So Carter, have you been keeping up with the DC news, the DCU news? Any at all?
I heard about this, but I didn't know if it had been confirmed at all.
Right.
So I kind of wrote it off a little bit.
Yeah. Well, now I don't know how true any of this is. Let's honestly, this could just be someone talking out of their ass. Now, the difference with this versus some other things is that this isn't some random website. This isn't We Got This Covered. This isn't Screen Junkies or whatever, some bullshit like that. This actually came from Gal Gadot herself.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, this actually is something that she said supposedly herself. But yeah, this is something that came from her. So basically this is what she said. This is what was said that got the internet like lit afire. Basically she came out and said that she says, let's put it this way. She says, I love portraying Wonder Woman. This is an interview she did with comicbook.com, by the way. She says, it's so close to and dear to my heart from what I heard from James and from Peter, and she's referring to James Gunn and Peter Safran, the co-heads of the DC studios. She says, is that we're going to develop a Wonder Woman 3 together. That's her words. Her words. This didn't come from James Gunn. This didn't come from Peter Safran. This is just her talking. Now, that said, I haven't really been on Twitter as much lately, so I haven't looked to see if James Gunn has shut any of this down. He hasn't said anything as far as I'm aware, and usually if someone says something that's not true, he's usually pretty quick to shut shit down, so take that how you will. Now, here's the thing, and while there were some people who were pretty critical about this. There were people who said, oh, well, this ain't much of a reboot if you just bringing back actors that were in the previous iteration, and if you're bringing back this actor, and it's largely implied based on the ending of The Flash that Jason Momoa's is gonna continue to be Aquaman in the DCU because it's been hinted at by James Gunn that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is technically in the DCU. So this is starting to ask the question, well, then why not Henry Cavill?
I was going to say, that was all a very just beating around the bush. You went around the block like 6 times and could have just said everybody finna start crying saying, where is Henry Cavill? That's all this means.
Oh, and I'm there with you. I'm like, well, where's Henry Cavill? Where's Ben Affleck?
For as much as everybody wants to be rid of these Snyder Cut weirdos.
Yeah.
This sister was not even trying to do this, but did it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no! Well, look, and here's the thing. I will say. I want to say this emphatically. If you're going to be making a Wonder Woman 3 with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I only have one request. Please keep Patty Jenkins the fuck away from this goddamn movie. Please. There. Please keep that. Keep Patty Jenkins the fuck away from Wonder Woman, because
dude, I can't even say. As much as I will crack jokes on the Snyder fans, and I'll do that shit all day, just like the recast of Child People. In this instance, you're trying to have the cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the new DC universe, we're gonna start it with Blue Beetle and praise to the Lord that movie makes gangbusters.
Yes.
But I'm saying that's probably what James Gunn is saying in this instance. But if you're saying you starting a whole new thing and y'all done dangled it back in front of Henry Cavill and then yeeted him on somewhere, y'all done gave a people's elbow to The Rock and got Black Adam the fuck out of here.
Oh, you heard with The Rock? He did a very political answer to when Kevin Hart asked him about like the fallout of Black Adam.
Okay.
And The Rock's answer was pretty political, but you could tell what he really meant is basically that, basically Black Adam got kicked to the curb because of change of the guard. And,
So,
and wasn't given a fair chance. It's like, but we go give terrible ass Wonder Woman 84 a sequel.
and here's my thing, like, dude. So just back to my original.
Yeah.
Point. As much as I will crack jokes on these Snyder fans,
Mm-hmm.
in this particular case,
Yeah.
I completely understand why they would be pissed.
Oh, 100%.
Because this will be one of them rare moments where I can feel your rage. Because if you gonna bring something like, dude, you got rid of the one,
right?
You got rid of the one thing, like the one just bright shining star. I'm not gonna say they got rid of Ben Affleck because we've had movies since.
Yeah, we've seen him.
But the one beacon of hope in Henry Cavill, y'all get him out of here quick.
Dude, they rolled that motherfucker out.
Y'all
stupid
got
fast.
him out of here on a cliffhanger ending.
Yeah.
And
kicked him to the curb.
Somebody who actually, whether you like the film or you don't like the film, even though that film puts me to fucking sleep, Man of Steel and BVS did well, and they did well for Henry Cavill, even though I have said several times that great actor, bad movie.
Yeah.
And you don't. This is two swings at bat that Wonder Woman had.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one, you could say it was a home run, but the ball didn't go outside the stadium. The dude just missed the catch. He just missed the catch, and it was a home run. Wonder Woman 84, going, that motherfucker climbed the fence to make sure there wasn't no goddamn home run out, and it was the last inning. Get your ass off my field. That's what Wonder Woman 84 was.
Mm-hmm.
That was an out, whether you like it or not.
Oh yeah.
But so, like you know what? For all of you fans that are mad, I feel you. Yeah. I feel you on this one. I'd be mad too, bro.
I forgot who it was who said it because it kind of came and went, but I'm going back and looking to see if I can find it. But I saw someone in the chat say something that I have actually said before as well, and I 100% co-sign this. If you're gonna bring back Wonder Woman for the DCU, and you're gonna bring back, and regardless, honestly, I don't care if you bring back Gal Gadot or not. If you're gonna bring it back, fine, whatever. Regardless of whether you get a new Wonder Woman or you bring back the old Wonder Woman, if you don't call Bryce Dallas Howard right now and get this woman on the payroll to make this movie, now, mind you, also I want to make sure I say this, please pay the actors and the writers, please and thank you. Please and thank you. This is actually kind of brings up something I actually, just real quick. Jack Quaid is, right? Yeah. Plays was it Huey on The Boys. Also plays Superman on My Adventures with Superman. Okay. But so there were rumors going around. Everybody's like, dude, Jack Quaid is going to be Johnny Storm in the MCU.
I did see that.
Did you see his response?
Sorry, but no.
Yeah, he was like, yeah. He's like, that's not happening. But no, did you see the rest of his response, though? Mm-mm. Where he was like, oh, and by the way, while you're here, go
go ahead, put some money in for go pay my people.
Yeah. I just really appreciate. I appreciate that like high profile actors are now coming in and donating like millions of dollars to the SAG-AFTRA and Writers Guild.
It was several of them.
Yeah,
I think Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, Robert Downey Jr. I think gave up $1 million.
I think, and I could be wrong. I think Johnny Depp might have too. I don't remember. I think I remember hearing something about Johnny Depp doing it. But yeah, but that was all Aid of saying. Call this goddamn woman. Call Bryce Dallas Howard up, please and thank you, because this woman is talented not only as a actress but is a talented director. And I will tell you right now, if you have not seen any of her work, or you think you have not seen any of her work. If you are a fan of The Mandalorian, some of the best episodes of that series were directed by her. Some of the absolute best episodes, I would actually dare say the best episodes of that show were directed by her. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, because she did chapter 4, which is episode 4 of so basically episode 4, episode 11, and episode 22 of The Mandalorian, because they do them in chapters, not so much as seasons, but you get the idea. So if you look up whatever the 4th episode is overall, the 11th episode overall, and the 22nd episode overall of the entirety of the series, those are the episodes that she did. That said, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, because once again, if we're just gonna be bringing back actors from the previous universe, is it really a reboot?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really a full reboot the way James Gunn kind of seemingly implied the DCU was gonna be?
Let me tell you why it's not gonna be a reboot, and it's
a rebranding is what this shit is.
And I think it's because of people.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is just because you damned if you do, you damned if you don't in this instance. But like with her still being in that role, you can't act like this shit that happened didn't happen.
Right. 100%.
So, which is why we thought you were starting everything from scratch there, James.
Yeah.
But
psych. You thought.
I don't know, dude. Like, I'm still on the. And you know what? I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to. We've kept everything comic booky. I don't want to be the one that turned to the left. But oh man, you could have picked somebody better.
Yeah. There's other.
I think if he caught we got several people in here. Okay.
Yeah.
We got. Henry Cavill had to catch the L. Whether you like the movie or you didn't like the movie, Dwayne Johnson had to catch the L. As far as we know, Aquaman is still coming.
Yep.
It's
done. It's done.
That's so like okay. Something has to be done. Like, bro, put it on HBO Max or what? But so what's gonna happen with that movie now? Or is it just gonna be another? Is this gonna be an instance of what happened with just a comment that James Gunn made when it pertained to Shazam? Is this just going to be something we just got to chalk up to Elseworlds
or something?
So, I don't know, dog.
Oh man, look.
I don't like it. I'm just gonna keep saying the same thing. Snyder fans, in this case, y'all
right.
Y'all are warranted in being a tiny bit salty at this. Like,
I mean, look, I cannot be upset about it. I'll put it that way. I cannot be if we're talking about that aspect of it, I cannot be upset about it.
Can you imagine if it comes out and it's great and they keep her in there? Like, bro,
100%. No,
motherfucker's gonna really be hot.
Oh no, it's gonna be motherfuckers riding in the goddamn street. I'm gonna go and tell you.
If this is just a case of we're gonna do Wonder Woman 3 because it was in your contract that we were supposed to do Wonder Woman 3, we're gonna try to make this one better, give you your flowers for the abysmal shit that was the last film. And if this is a case of just her getting her flowers and we gonna put you in a good Wonder Woman movie, we got you, boo boo. Why couldn't we get the argument is always gonna go back to that's cool. Why couldn't you do that for him?
Right. Yeah, yeah. It's like they're picking and choosing. They're picking and choosing who they want to stand in this particular aspect. But I will definitely say, speaking of strange things that could or could not be true, Carter. Or actually, you know, before we do that, we're actually going to pivot towards our next topic. But first and foremost, I do want to address some of these. We got some super chats and channel memberships here. Oops, that was the wrong one. There we go. We got the homie Ed Boy in the cut coming in with 17 months of the Blerd Club Gold Mine, saying, yeah. Hope y'all doing all right. I know it's only been 2 issues, but what do you think about Evel Ewing's Black Panther so far? I'm enjoying it. I love it. I'm also very interested to learn more about the new character, Besa. I like her. I like her a lot so far. Very much a Catwoman analog, but I feel like Evel Ewing's doing just enough to kind of make her... I mean, honestly, at this point, she is just Catwoman at this point, but I feel like, you know, Evel Ewing's already laid the foundation for her to kind of be just a little bit different. Enough to stand on her own 2 feet and not just be a Catwoman analog, if that makes any sense. Carter, have you been keeping up with Evel Ewing's Black Panther?
I read the first issue and it was I liked it. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
I really like the suit in this one.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. I like it.
It is. I don't know how that's gonna be stealth with all.
Man got a big ass fucking shield on his shoulder.
Every time I see that shit, I just do the little Wakandan drum, like when you see like a Koya walking, like I just every time I see that big ass shoulder, I just make that noise in my head and bust out laughing. But I really enjoyed that first issue. I have not read the second issue yet. I actually have a different Black Panther.
Yes, you do.
And,
good. It's okay. So you can watch the taste. You can watch the taste of John Ridley's Black Panther.
So here's the thing: the issues I read of that, I was using Jerry Duggan's quote before I even knew about the quote.
Yeah, I
did not like what I was reading, so I put that book down.
He's like, go ahead and lay that down. But yeah, well. Here's what I will say. I like that it's finally making its way into the Avengers comic, because I don't know if you have been reading Jed McKay's Avengers.
No, but just the first issue.
Okay, so in the first issue, both Black Panther and Iron Man are still wearing the suits that they are more commonly known for wearing. Mm-hmm. But when you get to issue 2 of Avengers, I think issue 3, I think, of Avengers. Okay. Or it might be both 2 and 3. Doesn't matter. Point of the matter is both Iron Man and Black Panther are wearing the suits they're currently wearing in their respective comics. So gotcha. Iron Man has the stealth armor, the black and gray armor, and Black Panther has the new Evel Ewing run costume. But that's it. Yes, it is very good so far. I have been thoroughly enjoying it. And honestly, I had all the faith in the world that Evel Ewing was going to knock this out of the park. That sister is talented. She knows what she is doing. She is a student of the game. And when I say she's a student of the game, case in point, if some of y'all who have watched my videos for the current run of Black Panther, you probably heard me say as much when I was talking about her reveal that the villains in this new run have a Deathlock at their disposal. And when I was telling you the different versions of Deathlock it could have potentially have been, I literally called it. Because I was like, she is a fan of the 90s era of Marvel Comics. So just about anything that was kind of popping off around the 90s, she's probably going to do a callback to in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because that's what she did with her Ironheart series. That was why characters like Midnight's Fire and Silhouette from the New Warriors just kind of showed up seemingly for no reason. That was why. She's a student of the game. She knows how to go back, find these characters, find ways to bring them back, update them, and make them interesting. But that said, thank you. Ishar Kiba said it was Avengers number 3. So yeah, Avengers, by the time you get to issue 3, everyone is wearing their updated costumes for the most part. Okay. At least for issues that are out. I think Captain Marvel is not wearing her updated costume, because the costume she wore to the Hellfire Gala, I don't know if we talked about this on the show, that is about to become her normal costume.
Okay.
She's about to pull a Storm for a little bit. You know, like Storm had that first Hellfire Gala.
Mhm.
That heifer didn't take that costume off for like a year. She had been wearing that same costume for almost a year. It felt like it probably was closer to 6 months, but she wore that motherfucker for a while. But no, I'm here for it, and I hope Thor gets his new fit in there too, where he goes back to the old school costume in the Jed McKay run.
Oh,
What was up?
oh no, I like his drip from the Donny Cates stuff. I like it. That was
I do
fire.
too. I do too, and we are going to talk about Donny Cates in a little bit too. So that is actually going to be even more heartbreaking. But here's what I'm going to say. As far as the rest of it goes, we are going to jump over to Fantastic Four without Mr. Fantastic. That is the rumor. That is the rumor around the campfire, Carter. I didn't send you this because honestly, I found it kind of late, or I decided to add this kind of late. So I will fill you in on what's going on. This is a rumor that started because of Daniel RPK, who is a noteworthy scooper when it comes to superhero movies, specifically the Marvel side of things. Is that the upcoming Fantastic Four film by Matt Shakman is potentially not going to have the movie revolve around Mr. Fantastic, which I find very interesting. I find very interesting because it seems kind of odd, but it seems like an odd choice. But they said that supposedly, the idea here is that she will be the lead. It's not to say that Mr. Fantastic won't necessarily be there, or maybe he will be there, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with that. But they say that she is going to be the lead character. It's not so much that Fantastic Four is going to be minus a Mr. Fantastic. It's more going to be the fact that this movie is going to focus a lot more on her than it is going to focus on Mr. Fantastic. Is more the general idea of what they're going with. And you know what? Honestly, I don't care. If that's the case, fine. Let it be what it is. I'm not. I think I've been pretty transparent throughout the 5+ year history of my channel that I don't give a shit about Mr. Fantastic.
So I can't remember a film with it. So I've seen 3 Fantastic Four films.
That's
and only,
that's good. You've seen 3 of the 4.
Okay. I don't. Wait.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
Was one of them this one?
No.
Okay, that's sad.
Okay. But my point was only one of them really focused on Reed. I don't remember the films just revolving around Reed except for the Josh Trank one.
That was Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, Four Stick revolved around Reed.
Technically, the first one was it the Brad Bird movies? I believe is who did it. Those movies, the first one was kind of like all over the place. It kind of focused on all of them, but Reed
on everybody. Yeah.
Reed was kind of still a little bit kind of edging a little bit towards the forefront, but it kind of revolved around everyone. The second one actually did focus a little bit more on Sue versus everybody else. It actually still focused more on Ben and honestly, I feel like those movies were more Ben and Johnny movies, the Brad Bird ones, because I feel like they are the more interesting characters when it comes to like action and when it comes down to like doing superhero shit. Like Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, I've always kind of felt were the ones that like they were just always there. I mean, yeah, they're in charge, but for me, they were always just there. I was always there more for Ben Grimm, the Thing, and Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. That's just me.
See, so if this is true, but yeah, my whole thing was I don't remember Reed being that big of a focal point. So I think that's just an excuse that's being used to put Sue in the forefront, which is kind of BS. If you're gonna put Sue Storm in the forefront, just fucking do it.
Oh yeah, no, I would just do it too. I would just do it too. But for me personally, I'm more interested in who the rumored casting is.
Yeah.
So have you heard anything like one way or the other about the casting rumors?
Not about casting rumors, and just to correct you, apparently that was Tim Story that did those films.
Tim Story. There you go.
Brad Bird did The Incredibles.
That's right.
Did the good Fantastic Four.
He did a good Fantastic. Wait. He gave us 1.5 good Fantastic Four movies. That's what he did.
Oh man.
No shade on Incredibles 2, but yes, shade to Incredibles 2.
So I haven't heard anything about any kind of casting or anything like that. But real quick, I do want to bring up, in that Loki trailer, there's a shot when there's somebody stepping out of a car with a bunch of people around him and he's waving at the crowd of people taking pictures. Was that not John Krasinski?
No, that was somebody else. That was another actor. And they're playing Zaniac.
Okay.
Yeah, they're playing
I thought
Zaniac.
that was, I'm like, is that maybe like an
You're talking. Oh, okay, yeah. I know exactly what what scene.
Yeah.
I know exactly what scene you're talking about. It's you're talking about here. I'm actually pulling it up now.
Okay.
It's not the exact shot, but the character you're talking about, this is him.
Oh, that's him. Okay.
Yeah, this is the character you saw get out of that car.
Okay.
They're at a movie premiere. And if you look up here, the movie's called Zaniac.
Okay.
Now the funny thing about that is I remember seeing that. I didn't think anything of it at first when I did my reaction for it. But after actually having sat down and thought about it for a little bit, I was like, oh, that's the Thor villain, Zaniac. That's what that is in reference to. So yeah. Oh, actually, I did find the shot. Here it is. It took me a minute, but yeah, same guy.
I kept staring, and work computers have terrible quality and just bad screens. And I swear to God, I thought that was John Krasinski.
Yeah, I can see where you would make that mistake, but yeah, that's not John Krasinski. That is I forget the actor's name, but it's a whole other dude altogether. Yeah. But no, what I was gonna say is, getting back to brass tacks here, the woman who has been rumored is Vanessa Kirby. Are you watched
her from Hobbs and Shaw and shit?
Yeah. She was also in the Mission Impossible films as of late.
Yeah. I remember her.
And I like her as an actress. So if this, I don't know how true any of this is. Like I said, this is all rumor at this point. But considering her cachet right now, in with Mission Impossible, Hobbs and Shaw, and I forget some of the other stuff, but. You remember originally, like, the rumor was going to be Jodie Comer.
Mm-hmm.
Or Comer, whatever her name is. And then that fell through. And, then there was also the rumor about Adam Driver, but now the rumor is around now saying that he actually had no interest in the script from the moment he saw it. Like, he read the script and he said he couldn't connect with the character of Reed Richards. And honestly, don't blame him. I can't either. So that makes sense. Marvel has a Herculean task on their hands right now to find a Mr. Fantastic.
I honestly don't want. So I'll say it like that. Then fine.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I don't like her as Reed. Only reason being, I don't like her as Sue.
I'm about to say, she'd make a terrible Reed Richards.
But the reason I don't like her in this instance is just because. She's too much of an ass kicker to be.
Sue kicks some ass now,
and that was going to be my whole thing. Unless they're doing this Fantastic Four as no, Sue can hold her own. She don't just stand there and get nosebleeds when she got a force field up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, if they're doing that kind of Sue, where like, nah, she throw some hands on you.
Yeah,
then that'd be cool, but that'd be the only way I could see her in that role.
Yeah,
which is a way to say that sister I could never take serious as a damsel in distress because I've seen her work. I could never take that.
No. I don't want that. I don't want. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna tell you what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. You talking about Invisible Girl?
Okay.
Sue Storm back when did you ever notice that, Carter? You ever gone back and read old Fantastic Four comics?
No, but I'm happy you said Invisible Girl because it just brought up something else for me. You know what I don't want to see from her, and if this rumor is true, I don't want to see Bendis of New Avengers, Jessica Jones. I'm just here as a baby mama. Nobody read Alias. That's what.
It's like, no, don't do that.
Because until that show,
yeah,
I randomly saw Alias on a comic shelf in a shop. I thought the goddamn book was about the Jennifer Garner show. Did not know that Jessica Jones was an actual thing.
Like a Marvel character.
Just thought
that book was cool, though. I like that book, though.
Yeah, and I did read Alias later on. But my whole point was, had I not just seen that shit somewhere, going off of his new Avengers stuff, that's just the woman in Luke Cage putting it on. That's it.
Oh yeah. No. Well, here's the thing, and I do like what Banky just said here in the chat. I want to pull this up real quick. It says this nosebleeds won't be from force field concentration. I can assure you. Now, look. If this, look. Let me tell you something. If this heifer get a nosebleed, it's gonna be because she whooping some ass. She fighting. Yeah. Like, she out here beating some asses. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see nothing else. I want nothing. I want nothing short of that. That is what I want to see. That is the level of chicanery that I want to get down with. And I will definitely say this, just based on some of the like some of the things that I have seen, you know, as far as like her work goes. Like I literally just saw the recent Mission Impossible. What was it?
Ghost Protocol.
No, I thought Ghost Protocol was that
Dead
was like the
Reckoning. Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning Part 1. Yeah.
Say,
hey, I will say this though. Mission Impossible is the only franchise that gets better with every sequel. That's the only thing I will say.
No.
Nah, they do. They do. Go back
Mission
and watch
Mission Impossible 2 count dropped. That was kind of ridiculous.
Well,
that was a goddamn anime.
Well, no, I will tell you this though. I don't like Mission Impossible 2 as much as I like the other ones, but I do like it better than the first one. Because the first one, really? I don't know if have you ever gone back and rewatched the first one?
No.
I felt like Cynthia, my wife Cynthia, she never has seen any of the Mission Impossible movies. She's actually not a huge fan of Tom Cruise in general, but that's a whole other story. But we actually sat down and watched it together one night. I forgot how boring that movie can be in some spots. I fell asleep. I smoothed past the fuck out watching it, and I wasn't tired when I was watching it. It literally lulled me to sleep because there are some parts of that movie that are just dry and not interesting at all. Them anime fight sequences, dumb as they fucking were in Mission Impossible 2, I was wide the fuck awake the whole time. I was like,
Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Yeah, it was Advent Children levels of fuckery.
No. But I was just gonna say, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children is the only film that has ever done that to me. Where, because like Man of Steel, I was already tired trying to watch it. But Final Fantasy VII Advent Children is the only movie that did what you just said that the first Mission Impossible did to you, where you was wide the fuck awake.
Oh, and fell
and
asleep.
Then your neck was cocked to the side with that drool coming out. That is the only film that has ever done that to me.
Look, wait, doing the old man sleep where you doing the Al Bundy, you just got your hand got your hand halfway down your pants and you just like slid down, like you ain't even sitting on the couch the way you supposed to, like your upper back is in like where the seat and the back cushion meet. That's how sleep I was going back trying to watch Mission Impossible 1. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But no, admittedly, I'm not the hugest fan of Tom Cruise either, and it doesn't really even have anything to do with like his outside of film politics or activities. It's just I like Tom Cruise in certain things, and that's just it. Like I like him in Edge of Tomorrow, largely because he gets killed a lot. It is funny, but I like him in Interview with the Vampire because he's actually legitimately good in that movie. But there's lots of other movies where I see him in, and like while I may enjoy the movie, I don't like him because I feel like he's the same guy in a lot of stuff. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay, so to go back to this point real quick, it was just
go ahead.
So now that I'm thinking about John Krasinski and Vanessa Kirby being Reed and Sue, they would both have to throw hands just because when that brother left the office, he went directly to the Tom Clancy universe and just been laying hands. And then like 13
Jack
hours or
shit.
stuff like that. So if that was the team, they finna throw that.
Oh yeah, no, I want this to be I want to see this Fantastic Four be a hands-on Fantastic Four. I don't want to see that bullshit that like we got in the fucking the Tim story and Fan Fours. No, I want to see real Fantastic Four. Real Fantastic Four be throwing down. Reed be throwing the big ass supersized hands around when he be in the comics. So don't bullshit me. And Sue be out here working. So yeah, no, I don't want no I don't want to see. Look, if this is the MCU Fantastic Four and they go with that Invisible Girl shit, get the fuck out of my face with that.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mission Impossible 1.
Yeah,
Did you ever watch the original?
Like the series?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Until I watched these two women react to the first film like a couple weeks ago. Never knew that was a thing.
Oh, you didn't know there was an actual like original TV show?
And that John Voight was playing the main character from the series and broke bad, and people were fucking pissed.
Yeah. That was a thing. Was a thing.
Never knew that.
That was a thing. And it kind of started. I don't want to say it started a trend. I won't say it started a trend, but it did start a deal where people did that more often, where they would take a character from they would update or reboot an original franchise, bring back one of the original actors or multiple of the original actors, and then have them turn out to be bad guys. So yeah, that became a trend for a little bit. Mission Impossible, I feel like kind of kicked that off. But let's move on to our last thing. We got one last thing. This one I don't really want to spend a whole heap of a lot of time on, largely because it's sad and depressing, and it's just gonna make me upset. It's gonna make me upset. That's all. Yeah. Actually, before we do that, let's also do this real quick. We got another one from Ed Boy in the Cup with the $5. Says they can take a page from Hickman and have her be an ambassador to a group of lost Atlanteans, and she meets Namor. I'd be fine with that. Like, you want to take from the Jonathan Hickman run? Okay, I tell you what. I got you the blueprint. Right here. You want your MCU Fantastic Four? Ed Boy in the Cut right here. He just gave you the blueprint. Hickman run. Do it. It's the best Fantastic Four you are ever going to read. Do y'all hear? The best Fantastic Four you will ever read. Period. Use the Jonathan Hickman run. Stop fucking around. But yeah, I would like to see that. I would actually like to see. Dude, can you imagine if they did actually cast Vanessa Kirby as Sue and she got to go to Talakon and get hit on by Namor? Like he started serving her some some Talakon delicacies, started dressing her up in some Talakon clothes. And be out here trying to slide in them DMs, them invisible DMs. Dude, stop. I'd be here for it. Though. Let's talk about our next thing. It's gonna be a kind of a sad one here. So I don't know if any of y'all have been keeping up, and if you haven't, it's definitely something that is a very sad story that Carter and I actually talked about this personally, or individual of each other, Discord, on Twitter, so on and so forth. I actually found this out, oddly enough, on Blue Sky, because I got into Blue Sky. Your boy Robo hooked your boy up, got me the invite. I'm on Blue Sky now for y'all that don't know. It's for the
MMO or something?
No. Blue Sky, it's the new Twitter alternative that was made by some of the people who used to be on Twitter. who
Okay.
used to run Twitter, I believe is how I was told about it. But yeah, at blur without fear bsky social is how you find me. I literally just kind of got on there, so I'm not I'm not just large and in charge or anything. But for those who are curious, if you do happen to be on Blue Sky, I don't have any invite codes, as you can see, so don't ask me. Uh but that is me right there. If you see that face, then you know that it was actually me. But that said, that's where I found out about it. I was on Blue Sky, and someone someone like one of the different writers, artists in the comic book community, they talked about it, and I was like, oh shit. And I realized there was like a whole bleeding cool article talking about it, and basically I'm gonna pull it up here because I do feel like it does bear some looking at. Let me set this up so I can do it this way. But go ahead and start us off, Carter.
So basically, what he's getting at is the boy Donny Cates, who has been brought up in a lot of conversations the past couple of years, just from the Thor run and Hulk run. Everybody knows how good the Venom run was, so we don't have to talk about that one ad nauseum. Yeah. But at some point, Donny Cates just kind of dropped off and dipped. He stopped every book that he was writing. Other people had to come in and fill in that void, from Ryan Otley to the current writer. I can never pronounce their name on Thor right now.
Grumbut.
Thank you. So everybody was trying to pretty much figure out, well, what happened to Donny. I'm actually in the KLC Press Discord, which is his image imprint with Ryan Stegman. So everybody's been trying to figure this out for a very, very long time. A lot of people, everybody was just pretty much hush about what happened with Donny Cates. And that then opened the door to a lot of other quote unquote comic book YouTubers who I will not name because Ernie will yell at me. But just real scum.
Go off, King.
So putting Donny Cates' name into YouTube, you will not be able to even see props being given or anything, or great books that he's written, great stories, great interviews. No, what you get are weirdos like Thinking Critical and other people that are making up every fucking excuse in the book as to why Donny Cates just dropped off, even though they don't even have proper information. That tool, just being specific, was because that was one of the first ones I saw, and then I saw the rest of his content. It was just like, yeah, you're not the right white guy I need to be paying any attention to. But you had people saying he was going through a midlife crisis. You had people saying that he had a really bad drug habit. Yep. His wife left him. He got caught cheating. Just everything that you can possibly imagine these people were pulling out of their ass to say was the obvious reason, because somebody somewhere saw him one time, and I'm going to just say this was probably the reason, this was probably the reason, this was probably the reason. He was at San Diego Comic-Con, and he actually met up, shout out to Sal at Comic Pop, he actually met up with Comic Pop and spoke with Comic Pop. That's actually, it's spoken about in this Bleeding Cool article.
Yeah.
He wanted Comic Pop, the people at Comic Pop, Sal, Tiffany, to basically say what happened. And the long and short of it is, I'm sorry, I've been rambling, y'all. He was in a really bad car accident. Is what happened. In the back seat, it went bad. He got launched from the back seat to the front seat, middle console, laptop, everything. He is pretty much he's been MIA because he's been in the hospital. It basically sounded like Donny Cates was in a coma for a while there. There was some bleeding with his brain, I think, is some other things that article references, and he doesn't remember a lot from that point. He actually made a lot
like
of people
the
took
last
this,
6 months or so.
Thank you. And
so
a lot of
missing 6 months of his life after a car accident.
yes, and he actually made light of it, which was it says a lot about him.
Yeah,
Just,
like this is actually
if you can pull that up.
Yeah, this is his face after the accident. Like he was donezo.
So I see Scott Fitzgerald saying prayers up. You're absolutely right, prayers up. But he was good enough to make it to San Diego Comic-Con, took some pictures with fans and stuff like that. But that's what's been happening with Donny Cates. Really bad car accident, has a lot of stuff that he just does not remember, and he actually made light of that fact, trying to at least try to find some kind of funny in there somewhere, because he is kind of a black comedy kind of person. He making the comment of, it's really funny saying that a lot of you all enjoy books that I apparently wrote, because he can't even remember that. So
no, it's actually, here's a quote right here from him. He said, but like the video says, I'm back on the mend, and it's better every day. The good news is that I've had the opportunity to read my own books and have them all be a surprise. Did you know Cosmic Ghost Rider is actually Frank Castle? Wild. Like it's I'm not gonna lie, that's funny to laugh at, but just like, it's so dark.
Yeah.
It's so dark that, like, man, like I just giggled at but I don't even feel comfortable doing it, because I know that came from a place of real actual pain, that he doesn't even remember what he wrote, which explains a lot as to why he just kind of disappeared off of every book that he was working on.
Yeah. So now that is out there in the world, just so you all can now know, that's what's been going on with Donny Cates.
Yeah.
And every one of these fucking weirdos that are on YouTube, who, looking at a lot of them, we actually have more subscribers than they do, so that's a stunt. But
yeah,
a lot of you fucking dorks, and I hope Ernie clips it. I haven't seen an apology. I haven't seen, man, this is what happened with Donny Cates. Wow. Nothing. Because all you clickbaity fucking tools making up everything you could just to get these people to come into your whack ass channels. Now you have the truth.
Yeah. Well, it's why I always say, because Carter talked about it earlier, how folks were using every excuse to, he got strung out on drugs. He's like, he had an alcoholic bender, all this other crazy shit. Come on, all these crazy reasons as to why he fell off and had disappeared. None of it was true. I think the only thing the only thing that was actually true is that he got divorced. That was like the only thing that was true out of all of that. That, like, there was a change in his marital status. That was the only thing.
And even that is, why the fuck is that your business, you weirdo? You just buy comic books.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, here's the thing. Donny Cates is the kind of guy that I feel a kindred spirit with, and I don't mean because of comics. I mean just because of how he handles social media. Like, Donny Cates takes breaks from social media all the time. Whether it's him deactivating or deleting his Twitter for like 6 months on end or whatever, or just not posting, like he kind of does what I do. I do a lot of times. Like, when I get on Twitter, I post a lot of shit all at once, and then I just go quiet for a while. That's neither here nor there. But the thing is, I totally get why he's that way, because I'm the same way. But because he is a person who doesn't just put his entire life out there on social media, people use that as an opportunity to just make up any bullshit story they could think of to try and get some clicks and spread a bunch of rumors that weren't even anything close to the truth. Meanwhile, this guy's sitting up in a hospital. Like, I think towards the bottom of the article, they talk about how he said he had to relearn how to tie his own shoes and how to feed himself and a bunch of other random shit. And you guys are sitting here trying to make a buck off of this man's hardships. Like, that is the lowest form of humanity. That's the lowest fucking form, I think, of humanity. It's right up there. It is right up there with the. There's a special place. There's a special place in hell, for people like that. And the only reason I even want to talk about this is because it's brought my mood down considerably. But I want to talk about this because I didn't want people to hear those rumors and have one less place to hear the truth. So that's why we talked about it. But I turned my sadness into just rage for a lot of these fucking comic outlets that spew a lot of fucking bullshit. Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Don't know facts in the fucking slightest. You just saying whatever the fuck you can say to get those clicks or what you think is the case as to why you don't like a fake character. I'm just going to make up all this other bullshit because this will make me feel better as to why I don't want to buy this comic book. You're fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
And not even just from the one I named, because there are several different other ones. But just, I mean, because in that Bleeding Cool article, he basically said that he was in the backseat of a car and they were on the highway and a truck hit him from behind.
Yeah, because they were on the way to the airport. He was supposed to be traveling. I think he was traveling either to a con or from a con. But yeah, man, that
shattered his orbital socket and sliced his head open like a grape. And here you are making up bullshit because you didn't like Starship Hulk.
Yeah, and like I said, it's. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah. Let's. I don't want to not name names here.
Uh-oh.
But go. I say put them. Put them on blast. Put them on blast.
Yeah.
Put those motherfuckers on blast. Because I can go ahead and tell you right now, it's very likely all of your usual suspects.
Well, so I don't want to, because Scott Fitzgerald just named one in the chat as well, but it's just like,
it's about Phantom Menace.
It pisses me off, but then it's like a lot of these people, like I said earlier, we're doing much better than. So.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, fuck them. Let them die. You know what? Let them die in obscurity. But yeah, here's my thing. And this is something that is, as you get older, certain things start to mean more to you. And for me, one of the things that has become very important to me is memory. I see what happens to some of my family members as they get older. My grandmother is going through something like that right now, where she doesn't like, as my mother always says, jokingly and affectionately, that my grandmother doesn't know whether it's Christmas or Tuesday. Like she has no clue where she is half the time. And it's one of those situations where, granted, she's good and old. She's in her 80s. So, I mean, that's one thing or another. But I personally, just me personally, I don't. It's not like a fear that I have that one day I'm gonna be in that position, but like it's something that I always think about, because sometimes I'll sit up, and be like, what the fuck was I just thinking about? What the fuck was I just looking for? And like I'll be like, oh shit, is it happening? And it's that sort of shit. But which is fucked up for me, because under normal circumstances, my mind is generally a steel trap. Once I know something, I generally remember it pretty well, unless it's something that's like I haven't thought about in a long time. Case in point, who directed Fantastic Four. But the idea of someone who is a creator, a writer, someone who provides entertainment, for me, seeing that person go through something like this where they are losing their memory, and even the things that they created, the things that have brought me and countless other people joy, that they don't remember it, that they don't remember creating it, that they're experiencing it as though they had no idea that they ever made it. That's heartbreaking to me. That's heartbreaking to me. So yeah, I will definitely say, for those who did those terrible things, be better. For those of us here who I know are good people who are not on that Fox News bullshit, all I say is just be careful, with the information that you see out there in the world. Don't. Sometimes it's not a good idea to take everything at face value, because sometimes you can get caught slipping that way. All I'll say is just if you live in the truth, you'll always be better for it. And that's all I really want to say about that. And you know what? I'm not going to tell his business, because I saw Elite X1 say something like, it was like a quote that like someone has said, because I've seen people say that too, like trying to imply that, oh, he was a drug addict or something like that. Let me tell you something. It's not my place to tell Donny Cates' business, but all I will say is mind your damn business. To those people that tried to accuse him of being a drug addict, mind your damn business. I'm not saying the guy does anything. I'm just saying that I would have a better knowledge of that than someone else would. I'll just put it like that.
It's not even a mind your damn business. Stop running off at the mouth thinking you know something and you don't.
And you don't. Exactly.
That's what it is.
Also, I don't like shaming people. I don't like shaming people who believe in better living through chemistry, largely because I am one of those people who believes in better living through chemistry. Don't sit here and act like you so big and bad because you like to raw dog reality. I'm sorry. I don't mind taking an edible every now and again. I like to have me a little glass of wine. You want to know why? Because it makes me feel fine. Okay, leave folks alone. Let them live their fucking lives. So anyway, you know what I want to do? I want to talk about something that's actually going to put me in a good mood, Carter. I want to talk about something that's going to put me in a good mood. You know what's going to put me in a good mood, Carter?
What?
It's you talking about your recommendation for the week. That's what's going to put me in a good mood.
So, horror movie fans, I have a Batman comic for you this week. It is not Night Terror. I would not force you all to read 62 books in 1 week. I would not have you all read all those Night Terror tie-ins for the week. I heard this week there were 74 of them. But what I want you all to read this week is a series. It's in a series. It's called Batman One Bad Day. This week I'm going to be recommending that nasty ass cover, Batman One Bad Day Clayface. It's a one-shot single issue for all you goobers that don't know what a one-shot is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a one-shot story about Clayface. Now, they have done several of these One Bad Day books. I think they're at 8 right now.
I want to put that one up.
Such a nasty cover, dude. This film, or this book, I should say, it's written and drawn. The art is fantastic for this. It's done by Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. The book is done in the way of you reading a movie script with a comic book, and it's a horror movie at the same time. So there have been some misses to me in this One Bad Day series. Div right here, that's a hit though.
That's a hit. He's like, that's a hit.
Right there. That's a hit though. Like, I'm literally, once we're done with the show this week, I'm gonna go buy that. I want that. I was a really big fan of the One Bad Day Penguin by John Ridley, which is funny because I've said it before that Black Panther. I put that over there somewhere.
John Ridley's a good writer, though. He's a good writer. He had a miss. Yeah,
the Tom King written One Bad Day Riddler is another really good one. That actually won an Eisner for best single issue comic. But yeah, this Batman One Bad Day Clayface, bro, this was good. It's messed up, but it's like, if you are a horror movie fan, I think you will really, really enjoy this because it's done in the way of like what I was telling Ernie before we started the show. It's almost done in like the Fly, kind of like if you remember the original Jeff Goldblum Fly film, where he wasn't a bad person in his own mind. He was just trying to do good things, and people slowly but surely started getting off at some point. So, yeah, dude, I cannot recommend this book enough. Like I said, once we're done with this, I'm gonna go buy this. I want this on the shelf. This was a fantastic one shot, and I'm happy it was just a one shot. Really, really solid story. Had a beginning, had a middle, had an end, and that's all you need. So yeah, that's gonna be my recommended this week. Ernie, what do you have for Blerd Cave?
What I've got is a little book that I recently finished called Nightclub. This is Mark Millar and Juanan Ramirez. This is a story about a 17-year-old kid whose name I don't remember right now because I just blanked. It might be Danny or something like that. I don't remember. Point of the matter is, he's a kid who wants to be famous. He's in high school, and that's his dream is to be famous. And he tries to pull off one of these parkour stunts because that's what he's been doing on YouTube, is that he's been doing parkour and like specifically with his bike, like doing bike parkour. And he's like, you know what's going to get us all the views? Doing bike parkour on rooftops. Yeah, exactly. The look you had on your face, Carter, is the look that his friends should have had on their face when he suggested it. But anyway, he does it, and it does not go well at all. It goes terribly. Like, I mean, with the goofy yell and everything. But while he's in the hospital, he is met by a mysterious figure. That mysterious figure blesses him into the world of the supernatural. And the story just goes on from there. And that's all I really want to say about it. That's the entry point.
So that's one of the books that is actually in that's referenced in Big Game.
Yeah.
But all I know about it is what was on when you finish the story, he gives you basically ads to the other books that are referenced in this. And all I know about Nightclub was the ad for it said, you're 17, you've been bitten by a vampire. What would you do? And with Mark Millar asking that question and everybody wearing Mucha Lucha masks, I'm scared to know the answer.
Well, okay, so there's a reason why they wear the mask. But it's a logistic reason and also like for other reasons. But yeah, it's really good. And actually that is the blurb that's on image.com. You go to image.com, it says you're 17 years old, you've been bitten by a vampire. And it goes from there. It's an awesome story. It's fantastic. It is, and honestly, this is kind of like par for the course for Mark Millar. Whenever he does a story, it's always to the tune of this thing. But what if it was in the real world? Like, what if it really happened? What would it be like?
And I felt like writing it well. You gotta add that.
Okay. So let me put the caveat. Let me go back. This is Mark Millar doing his usual stick, but doing it well. Like, this book isn't like edgelord. Like, I feel like a lot of Mark Millar's early stuff is very edgelord. Like, okay. Remember how we talked about Nemesis? Remember how we talked about Nemesis and how like the Nemesis Reloaded is like really good, but like going back and read like old Nemesis, you're kind of like, ooh man, too much mustard.
Several people, it was some people that actually came up to me at the comic shop and were like, bruh, you were not lying about Nemesis Reload. Yeah, I fucking hated the first one like you did. I said, yeah, because that shit was
too much. It was look, what was it? Too spicy. Too spicy. It was too much going on. But no, and this is like as a person who is one of Mark Millar's biggest critics, like I do not like a lot of the stuff that he has written. Like when it comes to like his creator-owned stuff like Millar World. I do, however, like the Mark Millar of the last few years, because I feel like he has finally calmed down. He has finally found his voice, which is weird for a guy who's been a big name in the game for a long time. You think like, whoa, why he's only just now finding his voice? He's been in the game like for 5 ever. No, what I'm saying is that this doesn't read like Kick-Ass. This doesn't read like Wanted. This reads like his more recent crop of books like The Ambassadors or Nemesis Reloaded. Books that are actually acting like they got some goddamn sense.
Okay. I'm happy you brought up
some restraint.
I'm happy you brought those up. Have you read Big Game yet?
Okay, so full disclosure, no, I have not. I've looked at it. I have not like sat down and just fully read it because I knew when it came out, I knew I had this on my desk and I wasn't sure how much of Nightclub it was going to reference, and I didn't want to spoil anything for myself. So now that I've finished Nightclub, I am going to read this or read Big Game. So there you go.
Fuck, yeah. I want to say something, but okay. All right.
I will just know. Yeah. Or you can tell me. I don't care.
Well, no, it's just that Kick-Ass is in the book. He's trying to apply for the ambassadors program.
Oh, which is funny because did you ever finish Ambassadors?
No.
That is actually one of the jokes towards the end, or actually it's the what they leave you on in the series is not Kick-Ass, but like the prospect of having someone from the United States be an ambassador.
And that's what he's applying for, to be the one from the US. But I just thought it was so cool. Or it was not cool, but I was just like, damn, word.
It would be funny if he got it.
All these other like superheroes and things like that, and that Malara were all inspired by Kick-Ass.
Yeah. Because he was the first. He was the first.
Which is so crazy.
Well, technically not the first, but he was the first one that was like out. That everyone knew about. Because you had Big Daddy and Hit
other
Girl.
Books that you have read from Chrononauts and Prodigy, all inspired by Kick-Ass.
Ain't that about a bitch? Ain't that about a bitch? Is your name Kick-Ass because you're good at getting your ass kicked?
Okay. But real quick. We got to get to these questions because we got 30 minutes.
Yeah. We're and actually I'm gonna try and do this as rapid fire as humanly possible, y'all, because I'm gonna be brutally honest. Or actually I don't know why I did that. I actually have shit I gotta go do. I gotta cook today. We got 5 questions from the Discord. We're gonna hit those. We're also gonna hit the super chats here just a moment. So please do not fret. I see you. You are seen and heard. Let's get to it. Let's start with the first one from the homie Melvin. Off rip. We've got says blessed days, my Blerd people. Hope y'all feeling good and doing good. Here's my question. What genre in comics do you feel is underappreciated, or not enough effort is used for it? This idea came to me after your promotion for that spy comic you showed last month, and how not a lot of light is shed on comics outside of your regular superheroes comics, like Cape comics and stuff. Thanks for answering my question. I hope y'all like the AI versions of yourselves. Those days were awesome. I don't know if you saw my response, but I was like, man, you had me looking like I almost looked like I did back. Almost, not quite, but like I could see elements of myself from high school. It was really weird, and it showed me my mortality. But no, an underappreciated genre in comics that are not capes. Spy definitely. I feel like Spy gets not as much love as it should. But I will tell you, slice of life. Comics that are like just about regular people, no capes, no nothing. Those do not get as much love as I feel that they could. Or you know what? Comics that are just, it's just about people. Like, it's not like kind of like, remember Public Domain? I mean, it was about superheroes, but they were about people who created superheroes. It was about, it was just, regular ass people living their lives, being shitty. But that's just me. I don't know, Carter, you got any idea on like any genre sticks out to you?
I haven't thought about slice of life stories in a while. I know you said spy books, and I was going to actually say because there are a shitload of James Bond comics that have been really good that no one's really read like that.
No. Fantasy, medieval fantasy. I think medieval fantasy is not used enough.
All I got is Dark Knights of Steel, and I'm good with it. This next question is actually from Qdoma saying, "Greetings, Blerd. Hope you are doing well. My question is, what are your thoughts on the UFO congressional hearing that happened a while ago? For me, I feel like it's good someone is talking more about it. I feel there's something out there. At the same time, I feel like the more we know is just a reminder of how much we don't know. I think we should keep an open mind, but don't accept anything as truth, and be critical in our thought process and evaluate everything." Well worded question.
I think so. I agree with that. I've talked a little bit about, like, amongst my friends and family about this. But when my wife was the one that broke the news to me that this happened, because I didn't know. I was too busy working on videos, and then she came to me and told me about it. So real talk, I personally, I don't know how to feel about it. Because, okay, here's the thing. I've talked about this before, I think in a video, talking about confirmation bias. Where you gravitate towards things and just confirm things you already believe. It's not like you're learning anything, but you already believe this thing was actually a thing, regardless of how ridiculous it actually is. But because someone said it out loud, now you're like, yep, see, I was right the whole time. That was a sobering moment of confirmation bias for me. Because I already believed aliens were real. I think we talked about this last week a little bit too. You have to be about a crazy motherfucker to think that we're the only things in the universe. And now here's the thing. Do I think that it's exactly like it is in video games and movies and TV shows? Like, is this Star Trek? Is this Mass Effect? Is this Star Wars? No, I'm not saying it's exactly that. But because also it would be very presumptuous to think that any other intelligent life out in the world conforms to a humanoid shape or physiology as well. They could look like fucking centipedes for all we know. Which I'm not gonna lie, would scare the shit out of me. But for me personally, I felt like even though technically they confirmed things that I already believed, I wasn't trusting of the source that it came from, if that makes any sense. Because the government has conditioned us to not trust them so much. And I'm not talking about just recently, but just over the past several decades alone, that it's to the point where I don't believe anything they say. Even if they tell me the truth, they tell me that right now that it is 2:32 Central Standard Time, which is in fact 2:32 Central Standard Time. I would say, no, it's not. Lies. Even though I'm looking dead at my watch and it's telling me that. I wouldn't believe them. But that said, I do think that it is something I feel people need to think about. But what I think everyone else needs to be thinking about is that if this was used as a way, because I don't feel like this was a legit whistleblow. I feel like this was plotted. And I feel like a lot of times when the government lets shit out, let shit be known, it's usually because they want us thinking about something else. And I want to know what the fuck it is that's so terrible that they don't want us to be thinking about, that they thought this was the lesser of the things, or the lesser of two evils, if you want to put it that way. That said, moving on. Sting of the Nine Ball. This is happy Saturday to all the Blurs of Blerd Koa. My question today for you, Ernie and Carter, now that the fall of X has happened and Moira Sowell showed her whole ass with Orcus, if you were finally getting your shot to do dirt back to Orcus, what songs would be in your revenge straight hood ratchet playlist? I can tell you one of the songs I'm bumping is 8 Ball and MJG, Don't Make Me. Okay, so I'm gonna go tell you right now. First and foremost, I'm a huge fan of a little song, you may have heard of it, by James Brown, called The Big Payback. Look, and I'm not talking about playing a rap song that sampled it. I'm not talking about playing somebody's cover. I would literally put on, like, you remember Beyond, or not Beyond, but Across the Spider-Verse, when Prowler, or not Prowler, put that record on, when they had Miles hemmed up, that would be me. That I would put that record on, but all you hear is the big payback. Revenge. Like that, like I would literally play that whole song. That would be on my mixtape, 100%. Also, I would have Hit 'Em Up, or the Tupac track, diss track. But I would also, actually, my shit would probably just be all diss tracks. It would probably just all be diss tracks and shit.
So mine is, I'll give you one of mine. I'll give you one of mine. Since you're keeping the 8-Ball and MJG don't make me. One of mine off rip would be Play It Fly. Nobody needs nobody.
Oh man, bro.
All I need is me and my dogs. So fuck all of y'all. While she is getting stabbed repeatedly by Logan. Like,
oh yeah, no, 100%. Big Boy 71 says, "Good afternoon, fellow Blerd Coens. Hope your week has been full of geeky goodness. Have you and Carter had a chance to see Superpower, the DC story yet? It's actually on my Max playlist, I believe." It says, "Not sure how long it's been out. As I just discovered it yesterday, I think they did a good job telling of the story of Milestone Media. It also focused on the other history of the DC universe, which I also didn't know about. Where the fuck have I been? I'd love your thoughts on both. Get those likes up, mofo. Yes, please get those likes up, by the way. So yeah, I have not watched that yet. It's on my my watch list. I actually really wanted to watch it the other day, but I'm full disclosure, I've been playing a lot of Remnant 2 and a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. So I'm sorry. I'm weak. I'm weak. I have no self-control. I play video games way too much. But no, you would think I would have had a video game YouTube channel. I play video games so fucking much. But then I would be reading comics too much. And not doing video game content. So there you go. But no, I haven't. Have you watched this, Carter?
I have not.
Okay.
So what was going to happen today was, after I come back from the comic shop and we're done with this in like the next hour or so, when we're done, I was going to let everybody in the Discord know that I'm actually going to play it.
Okay.
In the watch along channel, because I have not seen it myself, and I'd rather just watch that with all of you guys.
There you go.
So yeah, in the next hour, literally when this show is done, I'm playing it in the Discord. I don't like tagging everyone because I feel like that's annoying, but I might just tag everybody and let you all know.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, you co-host of the Blerd Cave. Tag everyone, goddammit. You co-host. Tag them. Tag them, goddammit.
All right. So with this last question from the Discord, from the boy LJ Brown, Blerd and Carter, aka Mr. Only Hands, Not Fans. Get your minds out of the gutter, everyone. I showed my nephew the old Thundercats cartoon and thought doing a live action movie could work under the right circumstances. Is there any childhood property that you think could work as a live action / movie series? P.S. Our bet is still blurred.
Okay. So, for me, a childhood property that could be brought back with live action, man. Man. You know, I'm gonna cheat, and I'm just gonna say the one I feel is the most obvious, and that's Gargoyles. I think Gargoyles would hit in today's age, especially with just how good that show was back in the day, and how good the comic has been as of late too. Gargoyles would definitely be the one I personally would want. What about you, Carter?
Gargoyles is a good one. Gargoyles is a really good pick.
Well, then there you go. That settles it. Let's get over to our questions from the chat. Which, by the way, we are gonna. I'm gonna go back. We got to read some super chats because we got some super chats up in this motherfucker.
No, that wouldn't work.
What do you mean? What wouldn't work? What wouldn't work?
No, a childhood property I think could work as a live action series. I don't think Recess could work as a live action series.
Recess. Oh.
I'm gonna just be nasty because I don't want to say the same thing as you. I want us to be cow and chicken.
This motherfucker said cow and chicken. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Anyway, we got Gearless Mo here hitting us once again for max damage in Final Fantasy. Says peace of mind is the most is the most closely guarded. I think probably the most closely guarded thing these days. Too much noise, so many falsehoods, and there are algorithms designed to feed that information once you search for it. Keep that in mind. Again, get those likes up. And I say this all the time. This is why I don't like negativity feeding into my life. Because okay, so Carter, remember how I told you that I generally don't like watching people's content that I know is like they're problematic people. So I did it the other day. I actually did it the other day. Like I normally, when I watch this content, I usually watch it through someone else. Like someone else is watching this content and I am watching them watch this content. Like someone like a Hassan Piker or Surf Times or Olay, something like that. And do you know what happened, Carter? I actually went because I actually wanted because I watched theirs. They always try and feed me the content from the other people. Like I started seeing Tim Pool and Matt Walsh and Candace Owens and a bunch of other people start slipping into my fucking feed. And it also didn't help because I actually Google searched some images of Candace Owens recently for the video that I did the other day when I was for the X-Men 25 video. And no shit, all the motherfuckers started showing up in my YouTube feed and in my recommendations and all sorts of shit. So that's why I always tell people the algorithm is literally designed to fuck with you on that level. If you even give them so much as an inch, they will take a fucking mile. And I'm not saying that you have to cancel all of them. You have to like hide them or anything like that. No, I'm not trying to treat them like the big bad boogeyman or nothing, or like they're Voldemort or some shit. It's just that I don't like having that shit in my life on a personal level. So when YouTube starts recommending it to me, I know we got a problem. But that's neither here nor there. Back to the super chats, which by the way, thank you for that one, Gearless Mo, out here as always. We got Carter's still here. He's just green. That's all. He's just green. Don't mind your business. Mind your business. He's green. It's okay. Here, actually, let me bring it back. There it is. Michael Fonte with the $5 says another outstanding episode. What's that? Oh, you good? Oh, wait, never mind. It says another outstanding episode of the Blerd Cave. We appreciate you. Thank you for that. Here, I'm gonna give Carter a moment while he's working on his stuff.
What made it so bad? I told you to take the one, but the shit froze, and I don't think you heard me say it.
I thought I probably, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes. Wait, where did? I'm so confused. Oh, there it is. Get rid of that. Get rid of that for a minute. We're gonna pull this up. We also got Walter Baptiste with 1999. Canadian super chat says, I've been missing the live show and want to contribute to the building fund. Love being a member and subscriber. And even when I catch the reruns, I appreciate all you and the Blerd family do. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for your love and support. Always just being there. Even if you gotta take a break for a little bit, I ain't mad at you. I totally get it. I gotta take breaks too. Otherwise, I'll go fucking crazy. So yeah, I totally appreciate that. We also got Walter Baptiste with the 25 months in the silver mine says, oh, and the likes ain't remotely high enough. Y'all need to work on that, y'all. Y'all need to work on that. Just saying. Here, do I need to start playing the smooth jazz? I will do it. I will do it. Don't think I won't. I will fucking do it. Yeah, we need to get the likes up, y'all. Please. Please and thank you. Don't make me do it. I don't want to be a bad man. I don't want to be a bad man. Let's see here. Are we caught up? Yeah, we're caught up. We're caught up. All right, so we're gonna do this right now. We're gonna get to questions. Questions from the chat that are not super chats.
Ooh, I actually see one because I actually want to know your answer to this because I feel like we might get trolled on this one. I think I'm back though.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
All right, so we got one from Jerome, and Jerome is asking, who would be the most appropriate person to take out Beast? Because the recent Wolverine story has me thinking that Wolverine has had enough. The reason I want to ask you that question is just because of the recent trolling that we have gotten from Benjamin Percy.
Yeah.
What if it was Colossus that did it?
It would be appropriate.
Answer that question first. First. I think my camera is working now, but yeah, okay, we're good.
Okay, oh, there he is. He's back. So yeah, so as far as like who I think should take down Beast,
yeah,
Colossus probably would have been my answer, honestly. Colossus would have been, well, and I say that because of you got to go back a little bit. Beast did Colossus hella dirty. Now, granted, Beast was actually onto something when he did it. It was one of those situations that you go back and read it like in retrospect, you start to realize, oh shit, Beast was out of pocket, but he wasn't wrong. Like he didn't know that he like it was one of those situations. Beast was right about Colossus the whole time. He just didn't know why. It's kind of like
he was controlled at that point.
Yes, he was. He was very controlled at that point. Also, it kind of reminded me of the whole thing with Destiny and Sebastian Shaw, where she was like, Sebastian Shaw is working for Orcus. She was right, but she didn't know why. Like it was just she knew it, but she didn't know it. Because technically, Sebastian Shaw, he's working with Mother Righteous, and Mother Righteous is working with Orcus. So by proxy, Sebastian Shaw is working with Orcus. He just doesn't realize it. It was one of those situations where, like, yeah, Beast knew, but he didn't really know. But it doesn't make what he did to Colossus any better, because technically, he did it under the wrong reasonings. So yeah, it's one of those situations, like, I would like to see Colossus get that comeuppance. But I think what would make it work better if he did to Beast what Beast did to him, but under the exact same circumstances. Where, well, technically, it's kind of already out there in the wind that Beast is a whole problem. But let's say Beast, like Colossus does something to Beast that might actually push the envelope just a touch too far. Like, I would like to see that. I would like to see that happen. But it would sting, because that's not Colossus that you're doing. But you couldn't really complain, because if you're someone who's been reading it, you want Beast dead. So I mean, what's the problem? So that's it is what it is. A troll. That is such a troll. It's dude, 100%, 100%. I'm going back a little bit because I want to make sure we don't miss people throwing questions early. We got one here from Dietrich Morton. It says, did anyone ever notice the similarities between Daredevil and TMNT? Chemicals took a site, mutated the Turtle's trainer's stick and Splinter, enemy's hand and foot. Actually, yes, this is something I believe. I forget what run it was, but it actually was addressed, I believe, at some point. I don't remember exactly when and where, but there was kind of like loosely implied that there was some connection between the two, which is why I always thought it was funny that whenever they did, I mean, I know why they did Batman versus the Ninja Turtles, because, I mean, licensed to print money. But, like, I am kind of shocked that we haven't had a Daredevil versus the Ninja Turtles, because I think that would make too much sense. Like, it's also why I wish Marvel had the rights to Ninja Turtles, because, like, they would then be able to do it. But honestly, right now, Turtles is in very good hands at IDW, so leave it alone. But I mean, I guess technically the Turtles do lend themselves out, because they went to Boom Studios to cross over with the Power Rangers. So I guess maybe they could. I mean, I'm sure under the right circumstances. Oh, and they're also crossing over Stranger fucking Things. So yeah, under the right circumstances, I could see them maybe lending Turtles out to Marvel and then actually paying that storyline off. Because that was actually one of the running gags, is that the same ooze that transformed the Turtles was the same one that took Daredevil's sight. Like the truck accident and all that stuff was actually from, like, the ooze came off that truck that blinded Daredevil. Was one of the running gags. So yeah, who knows? Well, we'll have to wait and see. We got one here from Hiri Noshi. Says, do you think Manifold is just going to teleport all the mutants back to Earth to save the mutants? That's why he is so important? Yes, I think so. Like, I actually said in my video that we're going to get the big Avengers Endgame moment where like all the portals are opening up all over the place and just mutants are gonna start pouring out of it. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. All the mutants, you're gonna hear the boo, 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 boo. You can hear the whole Avengers theme is gonna play. Is gonna be insane. And somewhere in the middle, it'll be Sync and Cyclops and Magneto and Charles Xavier, and there's all gonna, and they're gonna like, they're just be, Storm, who else? Jean Grey is gonna come back, Emma Frost, all the stalwart X-Men. They're gonna be sitting right there, and they're gonna, and basically all of them are just gonna kind of look at each other, and go like, to me, my X-Men. And all of a sudden, boo, 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 everybody's just come rushing out. You're gonna see fucking Mystique, Desi come running out one of the portals, like looking like, oh my god, what's going on? And Desi's just like, yeah, see, I told you shit was gonna happen. See, she gotta listen to me. And then next thing you go see fucking Mr. Sinister come out the portal. He actually gonna be trying to help people, all like Colossus. Even Beast might actually be there to do some shit. Maybe, who knows? Rogue, Gambit, they'll come out and be like, oh, sugar. And then next thing you go, like, they'll be like, man. And Gambit be like, ooh, mon ami. Wolverine come jumping out the portal like, bub. And like, I love how everyone had like a catchphrase. Everyone back in the 90s had a catchphrase that made them instantly identifiable. Like Beast, my stars and garters. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun with this, in case y'all can't tell. But yeah, no, I think that's why he's important. I honestly think that's why he's important, and you can't convince me otherwise. We got another one here. Oops, shit. This one jumped away on me. It jumped away on me. Sorry. Apologies. I had one here from, where'd it go? I literally just looked. Here it is. Bill with the question says, as much as Moira herself doesn't care about mutants, but instead of humanity, is she going to eventually realize that Karima doesn't give a care about humans? Connor and Jerry had me thinking. So, okay, yeah, this is actually from a conversation that was on the Cerebro podcast. This was actually the very same one. It's a really long episode, but it is definitely worth the listen. But it actually, Jerry Duggan reaffirmed a lot of things I actually already thought. And this is something I even talked about going back all the way to Inferno, is that Omega Sentinel and Nimrod don't give a fuck about humanity. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I don't think Moira does either. I actually really don't. I mean, because we have literally seen Moira, Omega Sentinel, and Nimrod kill humans indiscriminately. This is, I'm telling you now, and I actually say it in my video for Iceman, yet again, and I think I said it in my video for X-Men 25, and I've said it multiple times, we are going to get the reveal that Omega Sentinel, we know she's working for the Phalanx. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say Nimrod is also ultimately working for the Phalanx, and we know Moira ultimately is going to wind up working for the Phalanx. So, yeah. This is all playing off the long con that Jonathan Hickman set up in Powers of 10. I'm telling y'all that shit's gonna happen. I'm telling you, it is gonna come down to it. Like, my belief is that the reason why Orcus is going so hard in the paint against mutants is because in the end, and I don't think it's so much Orcus themselves. I think Orcus as a whole is just a means to an end, just like Dr. Stasis said. But ultimately, the end game is get all of humanity's protectors off the table. Take all of humanity's protectors off the table. And because in Jerry Duggan's Iron Man, they are targeting the Fantastic Four. They're targeting Avengers. I'm telling you, mutants first, then get them Avengers and like the same thing that Duggan teases that the Children of the Vault are going to do if they get out. That is what Orcus is trying to do right now. And all they're doing is setting the table for the Phalanx. I'm telling you, that's what's happening. You heard it here first. Damn it. I've been saying this for I don't know how long. Jerry Duggan, I see you. I see what you're doing. I see you, motherfucker. That's an affectionate motherfucker, by the way. It's not a... I don't mean anything by it. All right, we got one last one that we can do here. I'm looking. I thought I saw one here. Scott Fitzgerald. I think we didn't answer one from Scott already. I'm pretty sure we haven't, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Scott, no, we haven't. Scott Fitzgerald says, with all the timeline resets due to Moira's deaths and resurrections, and then Sinister co-opting her powers, does that mean characters like 616, Matthew, Malloy, and Clyde Wincham are alive? Shit, now I'm sitting here trying to think of who the fuck those people are. Hold on, wait a minute. You know who I actually did think about for the first time the other day? When I was doing my Iceman video.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the Matt Fraction Uncanny X-Men? Oh, yes. I see who they're talking about. Yeah. Okay, I get it. So yeah, these characters. Okay, yeah, they probably could be alive. Maybe. I don't know. 100%, but I could see it being a thing. Let me here. Hold on real quick. I didn't plan on doing this, so it's gonna be weird here for a second. I didn't plan on this. I swear. So here, let's do it this way. Open image and tab. Let's see if that'll do it. I don't know if this will. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Let's see. Studio. I'm just doing this just to see if it'll. Okay. Yeah, it did. Okay. So yeah, here. That is Matthew Malloy right there for those who are curious about who we're talking about. And then for the other one, that is the Marquis of Death that was brought up. So yeah, it's possible they're alive. It's very possible because there's all these different permutations. Things could have changed. It's hard to say at this point, but I could see those being a thing. I could see those very much being a thing. But that said, I think that is I think that's our questions. Is that our questions, Carter? I think that's our questions. Yes, that is our questions. Yeah, that's it. Carter, do you have anything to announce? Anything you want to share? Well, I mean, you already technically made your announcement earlier in the show, but just in case people want to be reminded, in about an hour or so, give or take, Carter's gonna stream the Superpowers documentary, I believe, in the Discord. So yeah, be there or be square. I'm getting out of here. I have to go cook, and I will probably release a video later today or tomorrow talking about Iceman. You'll get to see more of my thoughts on that whole thing. And yeah, I'm gonna spend some time with my family, go play some Baldur's Gate 3, and be a happy little man. That said, thank you so much for your time, your energy, the love, everything that you have given us today, whether you were lurking in the chat or active in the chat, super chatting, whatever, whether you're a channel member, patron, whatever the case may be. I appreciate everything that you do for this channel. Thank you so much. And I say it all the time, but it's never more true now than it ever has been before. Your support of the channel does so many amazing things for it. And if you have time, please take that extra second to drop a like if you haven't done so already. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, you made it this far into the video. Shit, go ahead, subscribe. Clearly you like the motherfucker at this point. You've been here almost 3 hours and you don't like it. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and share it with your friends because that really helps me out as well. It helps us reach more people to grow Earth's Mighty subscribers beyond Plus Ultra. That said, for Carter Presents, I'm the Blerd without fear. And all those people who spread those rumors about Donny Cates that were not true, and I'm not joking when I say this, you can go to hell.